All of this looks delicious. No. Oh, why? Why?
So they freaking told me Wednesday about my 5 days of vacation time that I had to use by the end of the month.
So
like, it's gonna
you
be
want me
next
to
week,
take
but-
the rest of the week off or the rest of the month off?
My boss is like, well, because you're supposed to have to give 2 weeks notice.
Oh, for vacation?
Yeah, so they told me the week, halfway through the week before the week, the last week I could possibly take it. But I went straight to HR instead of to my boss.
So,
Tell them I need a vacation. I think they were trying to fuck me.
Hey, my boss
Prove
just
that.
told me that I had to use this.
Yeah, that's what I did. Said use it or lose it, so I'm gonna use it.
And I'm not going to give you 2 weeks notice because I just got that 1 week's notice.
I just got noticed today.
I asked them to give me 2 weeks notice and they fucking didn't. So.
Well, you get extra vacation based upon like how much overtime you work.
Right.
Oh, I'm sure.
So
Fucking the king of overtime.
They're like, you have 6 months of vacation that you need
Yeah.
to use this week?
That's how time works at JBS, bro.
I'd have been alright with not getting it if they like would pay you out
If
for
they
it,
just cut you a check.
but they don't.
That's stupid.
can I turn off this light off?
Turn off first, and I'll answer your question.
You wanna know why that is?
Yeah, you can.
It's so that if they set the stipulation that you have to use your vacation or you don't, and they don't pay you and you don't use your vacation, they don't fucking give
They
out
don't-
any money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I understand why.
Dickhead.
Doesn't mean it doesn't suck ass.
I mean, how many people don't use their vacation though?
Yeah. Intro? I don't know what we're doing, but
Um,
and this
We're
is
eating.
episode 175.
The Exorcist, I would assume.
Sure, I'm good with that first.
Exorcisms.
There was a lot of them. Honestly, less than a lot.
I've only watched 3 episodes of it, so I can't.
Yeah, I was
say.
like,
Fucking hate you.
Dude, it's really good. Like, I just haven't had time to watch anything. All right, 175. You said.
I'm sorry. Yes, 175.
We recording?
Yeah.
Holy fuck, that's a lot of pea soup and centipedes. You're listening to Thinking Outside the Long Box, episode 175, with Gabe, Doyle, and Juan.
I'm
back,
just watching
motherfucker.
Doyle manhandle this chicken.
Yeah, he is getting down on that chicken.
I'm hungry, man. I didn't eat shit today.
I didn't do shit today.
I didn't
so-
either. I mean, I was in the same boat.
Nah, I didn't do fucking dick today.
Did we just record all of that?
No, not till that one.
Oh, okay.
Me doing dicks.
Dick. In a row?
Earmuff, Sophia.
She lives here, dude.
Yeah, she's the worst.
Oh, man.
She's seen the dicks.
No.
Oh, wow, that came out
That
way
was
wronger
bad.
than I wanted
Yeah,
it
that was
to.
bad.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Take that back.
Lord, I take that back. I'm sorry.
Hey everybody!
Sorry, Sophia.
Hey everybody! Welcome to episode 175 of Thinking Outside the Long
Sorry,
Box.
fuck you!
The shit just got real weird episode. No, today we're going to be talking about the Fox show, The Exorcist.
Fox.
How many seasons? Let's
2.
talk 2 seasons.
2 seasons.
And is it over?
It's
or?
canceled.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're going to be
so
talking about a show that's
not
been
around.
gone for like 4 years.
Hey,
now.
I said the same thing, but apparently I talked about it a lot. So
You did. You talked about it enough that I felt like we should all watch it and talk about it.
I enjoyed it though. Fox, sorry, The
Yeah.
Exorcist on Fox.
Two
I didn't mean to
seasons.
stream to
No, you're
derail
good.
you.
I believe our show is predicated on massive amounts of derailment.
Only derailing
Yes.
you though.
Yeah.
That's our whole job.
Yes.
So, Juan, tell me what first drew you into this show.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Remember, I told you I was looking for. I was done. We usually watch shit for the show,
Mm.
and I think I was done watching whatever I was watching for that week's show, and I was bored. So I was like, "Fuck, what do I watch now?" And so I just in the thing you just put in. I just put in Exorcist. And seeing what would come up, what shows or
As
movies
one
or
does.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love exorcism stuff. That's the thing. That's my jam. I fucking love it.
Demons.
And this came up. It's badass.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That is genuinely what my Google search history looks like. So.
Yeah, you're a Satanist. It makes sense.
the Satan. I love it when Satanists are probably going, "That's not what we do."
Exactly.
Well, that's not what we do.
Quick acknowledgement. Yes, I know that's not what we do, guys. Like, it's cool.
That's one of those like bunk arguments though, because it's like, I mean, I know that's not what you do too, but you did call yourself Satanist, so like
you kind of brought it on
uninformed people are
yourself.
gonna think that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
I
fun.
won't call my group bulimics, but we eat a lot of food.
No, but I have run into Satanists before who get all antsy about it. Bro, what you Satan, asshole? I'm like, well, could have fooled me, fuck. Yeah. Well, the church has spelled Satan on it.
Oh, that's funny.
It's ironic.
It's not ironic. It's
Your
metaphorical.
existence is fucking ironic.
Oh, man.
What are we talking about?
Oh, yeah.
I just
So you
I
were
put it
bored.
up there. Yeah, I was bored. I put it up, and that's the first thing that came up. And like always, like, unless we're watching it for the show or I just kind of stumble onto it, I forget about it.
Right.
So I had remembered that it was on, and I was like, oh fuck, I think a lot of people like really liked
liked
this when
it.
it came out. And I was like, 2 seasons, and then I
Not
started
enough
looking.
people.
But that's so I've read a couple of things into that, whether or not it was an enough people thing, because a lot of the articles I've read about the cancellation had more to do with the merger, with the acquisition
Of
from Disney than with the viewership.
Disney don't have demons.
Disney don't like demons. He's a Satanist too, but apparently doesn't like demons.
A whole movie called Hercules where he went to hell.
But the
That's
cartoon.
a different hell. That's Greek hell, dude. That's totally
Yes.
different.
Still, there were demons.
That's Hades.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Come on, bro. But I remembered it. I did some research, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm like way behind." But then I was like, "Oh fuck, it got canceled already. Two seasons."
I'm way behind.
So I was like, fuck it, I'll watch it. And it just sucked me in. It's a lot like Survivor, except for I can't watch. It's Survivor sucked me in. I just can't watch.
Oh, it sucked you.
I was
in,
like,
Survivor.
it's fucking absolutely.
Yeah, I was like,
nothing.
I see what you're saying.
No, it sucked me in like Survivor. I don't want to say nothing, but the
I'd like
Exorcist
Survivor
is
a
like
lot
Survivor because they have to survive, bro.
Shut
I'm
up.
just saying. I'm just saying.
I guess that's everybody.
But it was a show that I couldn't stop watching. I can't watch Survivor because me and Alicia watch together.
Right.
And so I can't watch that by myself. And so I have to find my time to watch other things. And this is one that I binged the
You could
shit
fill the
out
gaps,
of that movie. Yeah. And so I loved it. The effects are great for a show.
It's
It
intense
looks
and
it's
violent.
creepy as
It is.
Yeah.
fuck. And that's what I love about it.
Jesus fucking Christ. Are you serious?
We're talking about demons.
We're over here talking about demons and Hannah just right in my
She
ear.
was-
What the
She
shit?
was talking tongues in your ear.
That was fucked up. I seen that episode. God damn it.
I love that episode.
Don't correct my grammar.
Yeah.
I talk however the hell I want to talk.
However the fuck we want.
Earmuffs.
Is dinner ready?
What?
Is dinner ready?
I don't know. What do you think?
It's probably not.
Is your hair green?
If you want to just have a big bowl of mac and cheese, that's totally fine.
Chicken
You are
nuggets.
probably standing right in front of the camera right now.
No, she's not.
I do.
Hey bitches, look what I got!
Oh,
Pikes Peak Derby Dames.
I guarantee you no one is watching.
It's roller derby! Look it.
Yeah, we lost all our viewers.
What if I
Yeah.
take my shirt off? Will you get more viewers?
We will
You'll
get-
have to take your shirt off for
Well,
us to know. I don't
Probably
know.
in retrospect.
Well, I mean,
I don't know if people
if
that
you're
don't
gonna take your
know.
shirt off, at least be wearing a bra so we don't
I
get
am
banned.
wearing a bra.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take my
I
shirt
don't know
off
what a
right
bra
now.
is.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
They have, like, the
They're
chef's
like, we
bread.
really
for when
appreciate
Gabe
you
goes
guys,
raw
so here
dog.
you go. I'm like, sweet. What? Wait, what?
What? Huh?
What?
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 Who's that?
What?
Anyways,
Mira.
that's
DDP
awesome.
yoga?
No. Pikes Peak Derby Dames.
Oh, I thought it was for Derby Days for some reason.
Derby Dames.
Derby for days, bro.
What up,
That's
turd
what I
butt?
was thinking.
What? How many braids do you have?
All the braids.
All of them. She borrowed one from Bob Marley.
So,
Yes.
No, it's just about my
on my last day off,
That's weird.
I sat down and I watched 3 episodes of it, just 3 hours of the show.
Right.
Please stop.
I don't think it got your face anyways.
So I was immediately sucked in because my first thought, like when you were talking about it, I was like, what in the world could they possibly do for this kind of plot line
Right.
to make a show episode by episode remain compelling?
I thought that too at first.
And then the way the plot is actually developing, like just barely into the 3rd episode, I'm like, okay, this is a cool idea because it's already building up that there's this massive conflict getting ready to happen, and that the people assembled to fix the problem, there's definitely not enough of them, and it looks like it's building towards something really, really cool.
Right.
I don't know. I'm digging the shit out of it. I can't wait to finish watching it. Like,
It is good.
so we
far.
talked about Witcher last, like in the last recording
Right.
session, and I wasn't huge for it. Like, it wasn't super great. I finished it because Mel was watching it, and so I just kind of kept watching it. And by the time I got to the end of it, all I could think was, I probably could have watched like 2 hours of Exorcist while Mel was asleep. Like, I mean, I really dig it that much that it's one of those things where I'd rather watch that than something else. So.
Well, if you don't like something else, that makes sense.
Well, no, I mean just like even things that I like,
Yeah.
you know, stuff that I watch week to week. I'd rather just finish this and watch the whole.
Technically,
Oh, I was like, I'm not old. I'm looking it up on Rotten Tomatoes. 93% audience score, 79% tomato meter on the first season. So it's rated really fucking high for the people
That
who
is,
watch it. And-
especially for a TV show.
But like I said, I don't think it had the best viewers in the world, or the most amount of viewers in the world to
Yeah.
that, you know what I mean. That it could probably be related to its viewership as well that it got canceled.
Right.
But most of the things that I've read honestly have to do with Disney not wanting apparently to put out an Exorcist show, which
Which makes
kinda
a lot
weird.
of sense. No, you can have some Kool-Aid.
Ow, motherfucker!
Disney just
This
got
episode's
failed.
gonna sound so weird.
Just give what they want, Disney.
Really?
Really?
It tastes like popcorn though.
What?
It tastes like popcorn.
But I love it for the effects. It doesn't look awful. It looks really good.
I was gonna be like, there wasn't really much in the way of effects.
It
but
wasn't. It's a lot of
At
probably
least for the
makeup
first like
and
4 or
shit.
5 episodes.
There's some pretty serious like gore in it though.
Yeah.
Like where you're watching it and you're like, huh. Regular TV's a lot different than I remember it being. like genuinely, like the scene where she throws up the like giant centipede thing, that's
Yeah.
fucking
That was gross.
unsettling as
It
fuck.
was gross.
Yeah, I couldn't watch that. That was gross.
It was
It,
gross.
it was really nasty.
But I don't think that's. I mean, the centipede is once she pukes and it kind of comes out. That's something real. I think tangible.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is and how they're doing it.
It's just
But once it
plastic
goes into
garbage.
the thing, it's probably some kind of special effect. But I think I honestly think most of what they're doing is probably pretty practical. It's just makeup and
Oh, absolutely.
regular like horror shit.
Like the scene at the end of the 3rd episode where she claws that dude's chest up, like that's really easy to do, like with a practical effect. Like they probably hardly even had to put anything on him, you know?
Right.
Like strawberry jam and shit.
He's
But-
like,
This is
Stop.
not water.
My
Stop.
chest is so good.
I don't know. It was really. It's really good so far. I'm really excited to see where it goes.
So I kind of ruined it already in past episodes, but the first season
I
is
don't
a
actually pay attention to you, so it's
which
no
is
big
true.
deal.
It's a direct sequel from the first movie, so it
Right.
ignores everything else.
As it
No way. Exorcist 3 is a great movie, bud.
Which one is that one?
That is the one where it's the most direct sequel to the first one.
Because the second one is when they go to the little
The
African
heretic,
kid or
yeah,
some
and
shit
they
like
go
that.
they go to Iran or
should.
wherever.
Second one's to replay.
Yeah, but the third one is really actually super
I
underrated.
can't remember it.
Neither can I. Maybe I might not have seen it.
The chicken tastes weird.
No, the chicken doesn't taste weird. What kind of question is that? Go get food. We are clearly in the middle of doing something.
Hey, does your chicken taste like shit?
I don't
It
know.
tastes like something that probably wanted to live. But
Somebody beat that out of it. But what I really enjoyed about it, more than just the exorcism part, is the other stuff. The Pope is coming to town, and it seems like there's some kind of shady shit going on in the church. And there is, spoiler alert.
Yeah. What?
Which leads completely directly into the second season.
Nice.
So
I don't think anyone does anything with the Catholic Church where it's not shady.
it's true. They got
like at this point, we're like,
whole library full of
yeah,
shade.
you guys are fucked up.
But the main story completes in the first season. It's over for 99% of it.
Okay.
You get little tiny strands of it in the second season, but the overlying kind of thing of the ceremony that they're doing and the craziness with the church and all that shit carries over into the second season and is a really big part of the second season. So I enjoy we were talking about this last time, the straight line that takes me through, which is generally the one exorcism that carries through the whole story.
Right.
So her I don't know if you've gotten there, but I think I spoiled it already too. So Reagan's daughter is the girl who's possessed in the first season.
Okay.
And so her story takes you through the whole thing, but you always get peeks into what's going on at the church.
Is it the same demon? Is that what's going on?
Yes,
Fucking demon.
he wants his revenge.
It doesn't do
Kinda
anything
cool.
else.
I like it.
But it's
like Jaws.
it gives me that's
Except for
fucking awful.
good.
It gives me
And Jaws the Revenge
fucking-
was one of the first 3D movies. So
it gives me goosebumps. Like there's a
Doesn't
scene
save it.
there's a scene later in one of the episodes where you see they reenact the first time that Reagan as a child interacts with the demon on the Ouija board.
Right.
And she kind of her adult life, her as an adult jumps back in time to that point because the demon is making her watch what was going on.
Right.
And the child actor is like possessed while the adult Reagan and the demon are talking, and she's just fucking like has this weird face and she's just drooling on herself. And it's just creepy. Like
Yeah.
it gives me, that's nothing that has to be like, there's nothing spectacular. You don't have to blow
She's
shit
literally
up.
just making a
Nobody's
face.
head is
Yeah.
flying off. It's just fucking weird. Like it just gives me like anxiety like talking about it. But that's why I love shit like this, because generally you don't get a ton. I mean, you get beds flying and stuff like that, but it's usually contained. Like it's not. And most of the story, like The Exorcist, if you watch it now, is really slow.
It is.
Really slow.
Really slow.
But the moments you remember are the fucked up, crazy moments.
Right,
that
because
happen.
everything calm and then it
Yeah,
punches you
yeah.
right in the dick.
And so I love that about Exorcist movies. The Exorcism of Emily Rose is another one that I really enjoy because it's like that. You jump to the
That's
trial.
okay.
Yeah, that's the one that's Law and Order demonic
Yes,
intense.
yes. I love it
Me
because
too.
of that.
It's like one of my favorite demon possession movies.
There's
so.
a break in between the fucking crazy to get backstory.
crazy.
Yeah, crazy. I love it. I don't know. I can't. It's hard because I really really enjoy this show, and I recommend it for sure.
I'm really
100%.
digging
Next
it. I can't.
Finish it.
we invite a demon to possess wine.
That is a
Just,
terrible
just
idea.
not that one. Like a lower level, not as fucking crazy.
Like a demon that makes you fart too
Yeah,
much or
yeah.
something.
fucking one's gassy as fuck.
It's his demon.
The demon that makes actors get like naked and run around the highway. That's the demon we get in one.
Oh man.
Joe Martin Lawrence.
Fuck, if you won't give me enough money, I'll do it.
Oh yeah,
I'll
you
give you
give
money.
me enough money, I'll do whatever.
If I had enough money to pay to do that, I'd just go do something else.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Somebody paid Ken Jeong
Huh?
to jump out
You
of
mean
the back
Ken
of a
Jeong?
car. Is that how you say
I
his
think
last
it's
name?
like
Something like that. To jump out of the back of a car with his little Asian penis just
They
Fucking
paid.
going around,
That was
bro.
an investment. They were making money on the back.
They did make a lot of money on the back
And
end.
that
You wanna fuck
motherfucker
on me?
is smart.
Oh
You wanna
my
fuck on
god!
That
Here
motherfucker's
we
smart
go.
in real life too.
Yeah.
His stand-up's
He's a doctor.
weird though.
Yeah, he's
Like,
a real dog.
His stand-up on his
Punch,
latest
like,
stand-up.
shit on his wife. Did you see that one?
Yeah, he's like just shitting on his wife and then talking about all his famous Hollywood friends for like an hour. I'm like, that's kind of a weird.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
She's all, get that money, babe. Woo!
Pretty much. Yeah. He's all, I'm rich now. Hi.
Hug.
Yeah, I can't hug you if you don't let me turn around and hug you.
What did you think about it? You haven't talked at all.
I love Soggy, actually. You just couldn't
Oh
hear.
god, you're just being weird.
That's why you're on different tracks. I
was
can just take
making
you out.
Demonic.
Oh shit, he was saying an enchantment backwards.
Yo, monkey.
It's just that Missy Elliott song.
He's that old lady with that fucking penis thing in her hand.
What?
You haven't seen that? The old lady who's singing the Missy Elliott song and she's got
Oh,
this
yeah.
weird fuck. It's like an elephant penis or some
Yeah.
She's karaoke.
shit. Yeah.
But like in a park for some reason.
Yeah, it's really
She's
weird.
badass, bro.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean,
I did like
it's
it.
an
I've seen
investment.
like one episode more than Gabe, I think. For some reason, I forgot all about it. And yesterday, I was like, oh, I gotta watch The Exorcist. So I started
We
watching The
literally
Exorcist.
told him like 3 days ago, didn't we?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just forgot. Just forgot,
I
bro.
forget too. It happens.
And it wasn't like on my list. Plus, Picard just came out.
I haven't watched
Yeah,
it.
I
And
haven't
The
had a chance to
Outsider
watch
just
it.
came out. And so I was watching.
The
What
what?
was the
What
other
was the second one?
It's called The Outsider? Yeah, it is. It's the new HBO show, Stephen King.
Oh,
Is it actually good?
Oh, it's fucking wicked
yeah.
so far.
I saw the trailer
The
for
first
it. and it
I
looks
don't,
episode-
think
awesome.
I don't think I've seen that.
The first episode is weird because it wraps up its whole little like story in the first episode.
Let's talk
Okay,
about
yeah.
it at the live. Yeah. Let's
Well,
talk about
let's
it at the live
yeah, or maybe
during the
do
interaction
it
episode.
next episode.
But
Or
yeah,
next
Or that too.
recording,
Yeah, I'm fine with
I'm
that
fine
too.
with that. I did really like what I've seen so far. The first part, there's really good acting. There's stuff that always weirds me out about movies like this. Like in the first episode, he sees that like haunting figure off in the distance on the corner. The priest. It's like talking at him, but he can't hear anything. And then it's closer to him, and it's talking at him, he can't hear anything. He doesn't respond to it. He's just like. I'm like, dude, I don't care if you saw demons all the time. I'd be like, gotta go, guys. Avoid that street corner.
What the fuck do you do though? If
You
you,
walk the
he
fuck
just
away.
apparates, he just apparates to you. You can't run. He's just gonna be
If
there.
I'm a priest, I'm probably one of these members going back inside the church.
A little bit of holy water.
Just bathe
Busting
myself in holy water.
Have those with like condiment sprayers full of holy oil and water. In the name of the Christ. You do something. I don't know. You don't just like. I'm just keep talking to you. Oh, it's getting closer. All right. Get the fuck out of here.
This fucking sucks.
I'm just gonna leave that demon possessed on my flug, I guess. I'll be done.
Hey man, sometimes you gotta make the sacrifices.
There's always stuff like that in these shows that's weird to me. I just don't think a human being would react though. Like, dude, I'm shitting myself if I see that.
Here's
I've
the
seen
thing,
some
though.
weird stuff in my days.
So in his life as Father Tomas, because that's probably the first time he's ever seen a demon.
Right.
But Father Marcus, who has seen a shit ton of demons and has that
Since
just
he
in his
was like
brain,
Sophia's age.
yeah, I don't think you react the same as what you think you would anymore. You know what I mean? I think it's just
Because
oh
even
fuck,
like
there's a
think
demon.
about jobs that you've had where you do something terrifying. Like when I painted houses,
When you
I would
slaughter
have I would
cows.
have to lean over the side of the house and hang upside down and paint. It was
That's
terrifying,
fucking crazy.
right? But after I had done it for 3 weeks, I just did it every day and didn't think twice about it.
You hung upside down.
Yeah, like literally you lean on the roof and like
Why would you be on the ladder?
because it's a 3-story house. We didn't
Oh.
have ladders that tall.
Fuck.
I don't have 3-story ladders, fool.
That would be a really big fucking. I don't want to be on top of that ladder either.
But I mean, I bet it is the
Like
same
those
for the
shingles let loose?
That's what I'm saying. It's like super dangerous, but after you've done it for a little
Yeah.
while, you just stop thinking about it.
For the people who actually do, I know you don't murder cows, but
Yeah.
for the people who actually slaughter cows, it's not weird anymore. It's not like, oh shit, like
But
it's
again,
just.
like, that's even like a cow's a real thing. And I know we get used to things as humans. But I just feel like a demon like coming up on my sin. I might just be like, at least acknowledge it. Like, fuck demon.
Well, we all just saw how I would react to it.
Yeah.
Get the fuck fuck up off me. I don't even believe in this shit.
Punch
Fuck.
Hannah.
Boom.
I thought you were a demon.
Oh, hey, Hannah.
Wait,
No,
did
Court.
you assault our child?
No, I didn't actually hit her. She came right up on me and whispered in my ear after moving up silently behind me.
While they were talking about demons.
She's all, I am Naruto. Whisper. I don't even know what she said. She scared me so fucking bad.
So,
That's awesome.
what you just said about hanging upside down made me think of this thing that I was talking to Alicia yesterday, or with Alicia. We were watching Back to the Future 3. Yeah. No, that's not like that.
No, I'm just making that
And-
music for
Alicia's
fun
just
now.
holding him upside down.
Yeah. Clara gets out of the train at the very end, and he says, "Don't look down," and she looks down.
Right.
I was like, hey, what if when people do shit like that, we say, "Don't look up," and people just be like, "All right," instead of looking down.
Oh, so that, like, use some reverse psychology
Yeah.
on them?
Ah.
Yeah.
So then you don't. When everybody says, "Don't
Copyright.
look down," you look down. It's just I
Yeah,
don't
but
know
that's
why.
also usually, I think it's tied to a life and death situation. Also.
But
Well, I'm
but
sure.
that's what you're in a life and death situation.
Yeah.
You say, don't look up. So
And
that
then
they
you're like,
look up.
But looking
Yeah,
up
instead
has
of looking down,
nothing
bro.
to do with you can't like float up and die.
That's what he. Oh, man. I don't think
That's
you're.
the point.
The point is it'll make them inadvertently look up.
Instead of looking
then
down
they're
and
not
being
scared.
terrified.
I understand what you're saying. I'm saying I think the inclination to look down has more to do with the fact that you're on a fucking cliff and someone's telling you not to look down, as opposed to the like if I was walking and you said don't look down, I don't think I would. Like walking
I
down the
feel like
sidewalk.
you would look down.
I don't know.
I feel like I would, because I'd be like, why doesn't he want me to look down? What the fuck's going on down here?
Is
But
my
if I'm like
dick
standing,
hanging
if I was on a cliff and you're like, don't look up, I don't think I'd be like, oh, it's horrifying. Okay. I don't know, I could be wrong.
I think you are.
That's awesome.
You're fucking wrong.
I'm not a
idiot.
psychologist or a psychiatrist.
One of those therapists, I don't know.
Whatever.
No, he's not any of
They're
them.
not either of them. They both require more schooling than I have.
Which is to say,
Yeah.
schooling.
I have some schooling.
Wow.
Well, yeah, you
Equal
don't have a post-high school degree. Let's just put it that way.
No, I don't.
What's up, everybody on Twitch?
Part of an associate's degree. Like, yeah.
Nobody's talking to us. I don't even know how many people we have watching. It doesn't tell me. Or we don't have any.
Probably don't have.
We have one.
It's
Surprised.
It's probably you.
It's not me. I'm logged in
I'm just
as
kidding.
myself. Oh. We
Hello.
have 116 views on it.
One person.
Hello, one dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want you to look up one dude.
Don't look up.
Don't
With that
do it.
said.
I love this show. Huge, giant thumbs up for me. Those fucking the ones you get at the football games that are just like the number ones, but
Giant thumbs up.
Yeah.
Like football foam thumbs
Yeah,
up.
yes.
Yeah.
It is. I do love it. A lot of the complaints you guys had about Witcher, I felt the same way about the first episode of the show. I felt like the first episode was slow as fuck. Even
Yeah,
though it
I did too.
I was like engrossed by it. I was like, alright, it's weird, but it was slow. as
It
fuck.
caught my attention better than Witcher did, but it was definitely a super slow episode.
And then the second one was a little slow, but at least it brought in elements. And then by the fourth one, you kind of know what's going on. I think.
By the
I
third
don't
one,
know
I was
if I do, but I think I do.
100% hooked. Like by the fifth or sixth Witcher, I was like, this is still going.
Yeah, you guys
You
like
didn't
Witcher?
like it at
That's
all?
fine.
I
It was
did.
so
It was
slow.
good. Okay,
I know
so
it's slow,
I want to
right?
go back to it
That's
for
fine.
like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
What I liked about it is the way they dealt with Yennefer and the Witcher's timeline
Did we get a
Versus-
voicemail from you for that, man?
versus the girl's
I
timeline.
played it, I think.
I don't know if you got 10 or you never played any 10.
Yeah, nothing. He didn't
He
send me
didn't call.
What a fuckface.
anything.
But yeah, I like the way they worked the timeline, but I wasn't a giant fan
Yeah.
of the show in general.
That's alright.
Fuck Henry Cavill.
I mean,
That
it
was a little distracting.
Yes to Brandon
It
Ralph.
wouldn't have been my choice either, but
Yeah.
I don't have any skin in the game, the Witcher game, so
Me neither.
I like the TV show.
Me neither.
But I'm like on an 85% like. I wasn't like in love with the TV show.
See, that's kind of. I think I'm at like a 70%
Yeah.
like. It's not that I hate it. It's just that every time I watched it, I was like, oh man, we watched something else.
I feel like in that show made like one fatal error in the one episode where it had dragons. It's like just don't have dragons. We don't have the budget for dragons. Like,
I liked that episode.
Alright.
I do,
Episode's
That
great.
was actually one
I
of
do agree with you.
The
though.
episode's great. And the end of the episode, it's just when he flies the dragons, all like, I'm just like, good 3-year-old on the fucking doodle machine. What's this?
God damn it, Netflix.
Yeah. She's got Game of Thrones, Netflix. Or if you're gonna, get those Game of Thrones dragons in there somehow. I think they're all dead except for one.
Fucking dragons. Thumbs up, thumbs middle, thumbs down.
I'm thumbs up on this. I'm definitely excited to watch the rest of it. I
It's
was
good.
trying to find time to watch it today and just ran out of day. So
I only thumbs 3/4 because I know it's already over. So it's gonna be just.
That's
Oh,
the
that is
that's
kind of
the
a
sad thing.
disappointment.
Yeah, I
There's
agree
no
with you.
it's like Jericho, like knowing that Jericho's not ever coming back. Like
I've watched that show like 3 times, Jericho. It's
that's what I'm saying. You get to the end of it and you're like, man,
Yeah.
this could have been so cool.
I will tell you that it ends on a cliffhanger,
I'm sure.
which is amazing, and then you're like, fuck, it's never coming out again. No.
That's exactly what Jericho does.
So speaking of that, I watched this other. It's very related. The show Damien. Have you seen it?
Mm.
You remember the old movie Damien?
Mhm.
Yeah, the
It's him
Omen.
as an adult, and he's learning. Like Satan is slowly taking over his life toward where he's gonna become the Antichrist on his birthday.
Right,
So all the shit's like happening against what he's like. Turned out he's a good guy,
right.
but it's just his destiny. And so the show is pretty fucking good, and it ends like he's starting to get like powers and shit, and he's like about to like murder this entire like group of people, and the show ends and there's no second season. I'm like,
Oh, that's fucked up.
Side note, why is Satan so stupid to do everything on somebody's fucking birthday? Like, everybody sees that shit coming. Like, do it on a Groundhog's Day or some shit. Nobody knows that.
and that show also had the same plot. Well, I have with every show where it's like 4 episodes in, Satan's clearly fucking with you. And everybody's like, I don't believe in Satan. Your friend just fucking died. Like she got sucked into the earth in a parking lot, and then they said it was like a sinkhole. It's like not Satan. Fucking, she was parked there, and it, like around ate her. Satan, or just Satan adjacent.
At the very least, Satan adjacent.
Yeah. Satan had something to do with it.
Well,
He ordered that hit.
that sounds like slander, and I'll go ahead and get my church's legal team on
Yeah.
Free speech, bitch.
Hi, Mom.
That's why they'll sue you. No, that's
Because I
awesome.
feel like it.
I give it a big thumbs up. I would like if I gave it on a out of 10 scale, I'd be easily at 8.5. Like I really
If
do.
it was coming out week to week, I'd probably be watching it week to week. That'd be like,
Yeah.
8 Nicolas Cages.
yeah.
8 Nicolas Cages out of 10 William Dafoe's.
Four face-offs out of 5,
I like William Dafoe
I know.
too.
which is actually
It's
eight
Willem.
offs.
That's right. You're right.
It is not William.
I say what I want.
She can't.
You're saying it wrong.
That's all right.
Let's call him DeFore from now on. DeFore.
I don't. He's one where I'm like, I like him in some things, but he's awful in some things.
I don't
I
think
just
I've
don't-
seen anything that he's in
And
that I
his
don't like.
face is awful.
To me, I
His
don't think
face
he has a
is funky.
discrepancy of what jobs he takes. Because I feel like Defoe will do it.
He just will do
Oh, I'm
whatever.
sure, like,
And he'll be
Nicolas Cage.
185% into it. Too. Like, I'm a gay detective. All right, let's do this. But I hate gays also. Whatever.
Hey.
Wait, we've got on
oh, that's
screen.
what Willem Dafoe says
Yeah.
in whatever movie he's in at that
That's
We're
time.
what
talking about
I don't-
Boondock Saints.
Oh.
He's always talking shit about the gays, but he's gay. The gay guy's cuddling on. He's like, what are you doing?
Calls him a fag. Yeah.
Fag. Like, you just had sex with that.
Now let me spread my cheeks.
Oh, I'm guessing that.
Or when he was the
Dafoe's
Green
a
Goblin.
picture.
Oh,
The
you
Green
think?
Goblin, dude, he went so into that role.
In a way that was absolutely unnecessary.
Completely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was not very good.
No, it's good. It's
No.
It's just.
It's just like,
You shut your dirty whore
I
mouth.
love it.
he showed up with like Batman Begins style like storytelling in his brain, but they weren't doing that on Spider-Man 1.
But he went for it anyways. He's all Tim Burton's directing this, right?
I love that.
It's Tim Burton, Scorsese.
Take a bath.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
All right, suckers.
You haven't taken a bath yet?
All right.
TOTLB.com.
Well, with that said,
Was he a Spider-Man? Or was that man?
Be sure to check us out at totlb.com. You can find us at patreon.com/totlb to support the show. Check out our shop. So check out our shop so that you can pick up our new boudoir calendar. It's sexy. It's extra sexy.
It's on your wall. I like it.
I walked
I
through
do
the
too.
camera and I.
Anyway, with that said, I've been Gabe.
I'm on.
Doyle.
This has been episode 175 of Thinking Outside the Long Box. Catch you in a couple days.
175. We're almost to 200.
Maybe tell them show up for
Gabe,
that.
when you guys are done, can you give her in the tub? Because apparently she hasn't bathed yet.
Yeah, 'cause I was cooking dinner and setting up.
Babe.
Just gotten home.
I'd say we just hose her off.
It's probably like 0 degrees outside.
Just like Petrie. Just put her in the sink, hose her off.
All right, Snooki, let's go, bud.
She might not fit in the sink.
Not anymore.
I'm upset.
Are you upset because we want to put you in the sink?
Do you want to take a shower instead of that?
Where did I put the other matters?
Oh no.
You have to wash your body. It's gross.
Yeah, with soap.
I'm a ghost.
Well,
Okay, well, be a clean ghost.
Where the fuck did I put the other?
oh man, so are we not gonna have enough battery to do more?
I'll walk around going to back.
I put them somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can't remember where that somewhere was.
What should I always say?
Oh, I have them out already. Don't I? Yes, these are dead. Yes, these are dead.
How are you feeling, dude? You feeling better?
Me?
Yeah.
I am feeling better.
Cool.
I
You
still
better?
feel congested, which is weird.
Me too.
She does feel better as well, yeah.
I feel a lot better, but I'm still like mucus stuff and stuff.
It's me,
In my
buddy.
nose.
As long as
I
you
f-
don't have the coronavirus.
No, I don't.
Mm.
I don't. I don't know what Doyle has.
Sometimes I
Probably the
have
coronavirus.
coronaviruses. Usually coming to line.
I had an awful fucking head cold. That's what it was. I didn't have the flu or anything. I just had a really, really bad
You know,
head
my
cold.
headache, my head hurt so bad I couldn't lay down.
That's crazy.
The pillow was hurting me. I was like, I'd like sit up on the floor like all fetal to sleep like 10 minutes. It's like, why? Dear God, kill me now.
I felt better, but like I said, but the congestion was still getting me. It was weird.
That's why I am too. I feel way better, but. No, in terms like he probably has that corona flu.
You need to wash your body. It's gross.
Wash your winky.
Is it called the coronavirus?
Coronavirus. Yeah.
Why?
I have no idea.
Because a coronavirus is a type of virus. It's
Oh.
because the virus itself under a microscope looks like it has the corona of the sun.
Oh.
It has a scientific name
Yeah,
of some
sure.
sort, but it is
It's
the
got a bunch of
coronavirus.
letters and numbers.
Yeah.
It's like
Why are you guys watching Royal?
It's got one of those fucking accents over it, one of those little fucking triangle accents and shit.
Come on, Hannah. Hannah.
what?
No, she was not.
You haven't seen that Russell Brand movie where he's rich and his fucking his mom or his mom? No, his grandma. Every time he takes his bath, she always tells him to wash his winky.
No.
It's funny.
What movie? Is it the one where he's like?
It's a remake of some old movie. He's rich and
Uh,
he's kind of
Arthur.
spoiled.
It's called
Arthur,
Arthur.
yes.
You okay?
No.
I do this.
It's actually okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Is that the one with that like singer local guy?
The singer political guy?
He's like a singer comedian, but he's always doing interviews about political shit.
Russell Brand is the main guy.
Yeah, Russell Brand.
Yeah.
Look on YouTube. He's always talking about like deep political or religion. He's
He
very,
really is. He had his own show on like MTV or some shit
He's
that
very,
was a lot
yeah,
like that.
Not comedy based outside of the comedy
Mm-mm.
world. You know what's not funny? All you fake Christians out there.
I agree though.
Who's not funny?
Fake Christians.
I can't even remember the name that you just said.
Russell Brand.
Russell Brand.
Oh, alright.
Twitch just got me just mowing on some chicken right now, bro.
I don't know.
This
So-
is good.
So I need you to scoot like that way.
Oh,
Please.
Yeah, I guess.
Now!
I didn't say no.
Oh.
Just said that's what I need.
Now that you have that shit, I fucking have a hankering for some root beer from A&W.
yeah.
Maybe
It is
they'll-
good.
Maybe they'll have ice cream now.
Also, well, you guys have like an actual AW on your way home, right?
But they close early. Close at like 8.
This KFC one closes like 9:32.
Tell Mel-
And if it's kind of
tell
snowy,
Mel
they
your
close at like
story
7.
Really quick, she'll get a kick out of it.
Oh. I went to get a strawberry shake from KFC / A&W. And they were like, we don't, she was real to the point. She was like, we don't have any ice cream. I was like, okay, well, can I get a diet root beer float, then hold the float? She's like, I told you we don't have any ice cream, sir. I was like, okay. Just like, heaven forbid me trying to make a joke about the ice cream machine.
Oh, did you tell them the story about Hannah at the playground place commandeering the birthday party?
Oh, I wasn't there for that. You tell me.
So, last week, and I took Hannah and his co-worker's little kid to the playground in the mall for 4 fucking hours.
Woo.
And it did not fucking wear them out. And
Can I get
they have birthday parties there.
Yeah.
So we're there for a couple hours, and Hannah comes and she's over to me and she's eating like the rest of a piece of pizza. And I'm like, Hannah, where'd you get the pizza? Well, that man over there gave it to me. I'm like, okay.
She does not know stranger
And I was like,
danger.
you mean at that birthday party? Yeah, they said, because she was playing with the little birthday girl. They said I could have food. And I'm like, okay. Hours goes by, something like that. She comes back over to me, and her face is covered with chocolate. And I'm like, Hannah, what is all over your face? It's cake. And I said, where did you get the cake? Well, I got it from that birthday party over there. They said I could have some. I'm like, Hannah, you don't know those people. You weren't invited to that birthday party but they have food and I'm hungry. And I'm like, that's not how this works. And so I went over there to apologize to the parents. And I'm like, I'm so sorry that she like commandeered your birthday party and just like took all your food. And they're like, oh no, it's fine. We thought she was part of the party. I'm like, how do you not know the people that are friends with your own child?
Yeah.
And they're like, we have plenty of food. And Hannah's like, I was hungry. And they're like, she's not shy. And I'm like, I'm aware. So I'm like, Hannah, you can't do that. And she's like, hey mom, there's another birthday party right behind you. And I was like, no. And she goes, I like free food. And I'm like, no.
That's pretty awesome.
She's birthday party crashing.
Also, she did not kiss a boy this week.
Oh, yeah, that was the thing.
Holy fuck, she was angry.
They thought they caught her on video kissing a little boy, and university has rules about PDA, so they pulled both of them into the office. But it turned out she was leaning in and showing him her loose tooth, and they both told the same story and everything, and
Right.
then they found a different camera and looked at it from a different angle. They're like, oh yeah, sorry. But as a consequence, they both missed this magic show that it was an assembly.
Aw.
So she was embarrassed, and like she missed out on the thing she was really looking forward to. So it was like super. She had a
You
sh-
better get that fucking magician here right now.
She's demanding that Gabe walks her into school tomorrow to talk to the assistant principal and say, I'm very upset that I missed something important because you messed up. You need to make it better. So I'm like, what do you want me to do?
Basically, she got a Karen haircut and was like, I want to see the manager.
Some people bring that magician back.
Now.
Now.
I brought my dad.
What's funny is, like, she got in the cars, because the assistant principal called me while I was waiting for Hannah to get out of school. And then, of course, I called Gabe, and we both had the exact same reaction as soon as we hear. And we thought she kissed a boy, and we went, So Hannah gets to the car. She opens the car door and just gets in the car and goes, I don't want to talk about it. And I was like, how was your day? And she goes, I don't want to talk about it. And I was like, okay. I know they called you. And I was like, oh, I know. It's okay, buddy.
She was just so embarrassed.
She was so embarrassed. And I was like, it's all right. She goes, don't tell Dad. I'm like, oh, I already called him. And she goes, oh! And she pulled her foot over her head. And then she loses another tooth the next day. And she goes in the car and she goes, I lost another tooth. And did I kiss a boy? Like, okie dokie. 4 years we love her. She has an upcoming movie that she's very excited about. Anaconda is getting a reboot.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
She is super, super fucking stoked about it.
I didn't like the first one.
Yeah, but she's 8.
No, I know.
I think I liked it when I was 13 or 14. A little bit.
Okay, she's 20 right now.
Got a little eye. Coming down.
Good job. You almost got it. Trying to develop shower independence.
Yeah.
Right?
Getting there. All right. 176 Roger Rabbit.
176.
I picked the.
Ready.
What'd you say?
I'll say one.
It's episode 176, and we're going to talk about a movie that's a cartoon that's a movie.
What?
Wow, that was really short.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 176 of Thinking Outside the Long Box. I'm going to make that voice now. I'm Gabe.
I'm
Doyle.
one.
Today we're going to be talking about our pop culture classic chosen, I can't talk all of a sudden, chosen by Doyle. We are going to be talking about the movie I didn't watch, Roger Rabbit.
Yes.
Who Framed
Roger
Sorry,
Wait,
Who Framed
what?
Roger Rabbit? Yeah,
What?
Wait,
we were
what?
going to watch it last night, but instead we went out and got drunk.
You got laid, so don't complain.
I'm just saying, we went
Well,
out
that
and...
only takes a couple minutes.
Ooh, seconds, bro.
It took at least 4.
So can I tell you a story about Post getting laid?
Hey, you didn't watch Roger Rabbit?
Yeah.
We didn't watch Roger Rabbit. So
Let her go to sleep.
when
You watch it.
when Mel gets drunk, she gets real chatty. And
I
she,
get real chatty, period. I
and
don't
so
have to be drunk.
we're laying in bed and she's just boop, 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 boop. And I'm like, Mel, you gotta be up at like 7 and you're gonna wake me up. I wanna go to bed, like stop. And she goes, it's not that late. It's not that late. I'm like, it's like 2:30 in the morning. And she goes, it's not 2:30. I go, look at your phone. What time is it? She pulls up her phone. She goes, it's 2:02. It's not 2:30. I'm like, go to sleep. Like it's still 2 in the morning.
So I don't remember any of this except for looking at my phone. and seeing 2:02.
You were like so indignant that it wasn't actually 2:30. It was really funny. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yeah, we appreciate
But
that.
she sucked your dick, so.
I know.
Oh my god!
I said thank you. I made dinner tonight.
Yeah, I make dessert.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
She ate it all up, bro.
Oh, man.
She got her protein.
Wow.
Wow. Get out.
I broke your husband.
Oh,
It's not hard.
Oh, it wasn't hard last night either.
Yes,
I mean, it's mostly hard.
guys.
So, with that sexual innuendo, let's talk about...
Innuendo?
I know, I can't talk. What the fuck is going on with me? I know, innuendos.
Did you eat an edible?
No, I ate macaroni and cheese.
I don't know.
What is going on?
They're in a strap match.
Oh.
And a strap-on match?
No, strap, like
Oh.
a leather belt.
Give a no different message. Jerk off game.
Hey, I'm Doyle. I'm gonna make fun games talking. I can't talk none neither.
I can't. You got my head. You polluted the thought process. The waterways.
What a
The
fucking,
Nile's not flooding right
what a fucking worthless start to an episode.
Oh,
Dick sucking
Just
strap-ons.
us sputtering sentence fragments about sex and
Oh,
fucking being a
fucking A.
retard.
now. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not supposed to say that word, I don't think, anymore.
I don't know. We're on our show.
No, he
As long
says.
as you don't say Oriental, you're fine.
Oh, you just said Orientals.
Unless it's about hung.
Yeah, I don't like that guy, so that's fine.
Yes, you do.
That is not true.
Oh.
He
Fuck
is,
Hung.
He
He's an
is
idiot.
super annoying.
Fuck
And
that moron.
I don't know.
he gets handed every freaking lead in the place and then acts like he's the best salesman.
I know. I was.
He's
Are
on
you jealous because you don't get the desk?
No, I don't give a shit about the desk.
I went and had lunch with Taylor the other day,
Yeah,
and we drove
she
by.
told me.
We drove by twice, and I flipped him off both times, and he thought I was waving at him.
That's good.
was amazing.
You're like, fuck you, dude. He's like, yay, it's mine.
Side note: why did you say it like she told me?
No, it was just funny. She was like, Juan took me out to lunch, but really he just wanted to ride. I'm like, I was like, yeah, I mean, if I was gonna take you out to lunch, that's probably why too.
I ordered lunch.
Oh man, that's funny.
I know some pop culture stuff we can talk about.
Well, it's not happening right now.
Yeah,
But
we're
right
talking
now,
about
we're
Who
going to
Framed
talk about
Roger
Who
Rabbit.
Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yes.
It is a cartoon that is a movie that is a cartoon that is from a long time ago.
I don't know what you didn't look anything up about this
I
movie.
didn't.
Has to be 89, I think.
Yeah, something like that. I remember when it came out, it was like actually kind of revolutionary.
Yeah. Very good.
I think
1988.
the only thing
Over by one.
I think the only other movie that I can think of that was close to being like this was the Brer Rabbit movie. Like Uncle Remus Tales has live action, and then so did Mary Poppins had it too.
Buddy. June 22nd, 1988. It was in theaters. It didn't get to DVD until September 28th of 1999.
Well, yeah, because DVDs weren't around yet.
That was 13 months later.
99
Yeah.
to 88.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That was 10 years later.
It's 11 years later.
Yeah.
Man, all of that math is great.
But I mean, that's a giant fucking.
Well,
Were there no DVDs in '88?
no.
No. I don't remember.
DVDs didn't start coming out till the 90s. So it got a VHS release like way before it would have gotten a DVD release.
That's not mentioned on here.
It was definitely available to watch in your home within like a year and a half of it coming out.
Mm-hmm.
He's high.
A little bit.
Well, he didn't watch it, so you need to talk a lot.
Did you watch it?
Yes, I did.
Then we should talk about it.
So you picked it. Why did you pick it?
I haven't seen it in. I don't even know how long.
Me neither. I don't even know if I've ever seen this movie.
And I was thinking about. I watched Dick Tracy on TV, and for some reason that made me think about this movie.
Yeah, it's a fair comparison.
And so I was like, yeah, it's been a long time. I think it's pretty pop culture classic-y. I wanted to rewatch it again, so I decided to choose it.
So, do you think it holds up? Because I've seen this movie within the last like 3 years.
Yeah, I think so.
And I just wasn't.
Well, what they're trying, I mean, it looked
it's
like
not-
cartoons in real life.
It's not the animation and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not the animation. It's not the actual like visual effects of the show. It's the movie itself. I'm like, well, I mean, it's there. It just seems slow. It doesn't seem like that fun to me.
I don't think I've ever seen it up to this point. So, watching it was cool. I think it's different when you've never seen something, and so you're kind of more invested in the something you've never seen, especially when it's something like that. When it's especially when it's something pop culture classic-y. Because you know it's probably been very popular at some point in its run. It probably means a lot to somebody. So you want to make sure you pay attention and you kind of take the movie in.
Right.
What he was saying earlier, I don't know if you heard, but the animation looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
Like it
visually, it's a cool movie.
Looks like there's cartoons in real life. Like I would venture to, and I told Alicia that while we were watching it, I was like, the graphics look usually when half of the movie is graphics, I fucking can't stand it.
Yeah.
But they did this really like it. I think it's because it's not meant
Realistic.
to look real.
Yeah.
It looks cartoony, and I was like, they did this really well. It looks really good to the eye. So I applaud them on that for fucking 88.
Especially for as old as the movie
Yeah.
is. I remember watching it as a kid. I remember liking this movie because it looked cool, but never really engaging in the plot of the movie. And the last time I watched it recently, I did the same thing where, you know, the end where he's getting put into like the vat of stuff. I'm just like, I mean, okay, he's a cartoon. Who
Christopher
cares?
Lloyd or
When they're trying to put Roger into it or whatever.
It kills them.
I know that, but like, they're just cartoons. Like in my brain, they're still
they're
just.
people, fucker.
I know that's the whole point of the movie. I just can't ever connect with it enough to
You
give
know that
a
when
shit.
actors die in movies, they don't really die.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I'm just saying, it's technically Roger Rabbit would
shit.
have died way more than the humans do.
Yeah, but Roger Rabbit's
Come on,
way
that was
easier to
funny.
resurrect than a normal person, anyways.
Just saying.
That's funny.
That was pretty funny.
Christopher Lloyd looks awful in this movie, by the way.
Yeah.
I think that's what. Yeah, I think that's
Well,
kind
'cause
of
he's
what he
the-
was supposed to look
Yeah,
like.
I think he's
But
supposed to look because he's
Yeah.
a cartoon technically hiding out as a real.
I was like, what's wrong with his face? Like his
He looks
whole-
like the Ender suit from Men in Black.
he does.
Sugar and
Yeah.
water.
Looks like goddamn Slender Man.
Slender Man.
It's like he's wearing a suit, like an Egger suit.
And then when the credits rolled out, I saw Robert Zemeckis. I was like, oh fuck, no wonder fucking Christopher Lloyd's in this movie. Fits the time frame, goddamn, almost perfect.
Right.
I enjoyed it. Like, you know, I think as an '80s actor, they did really well interacting with something that wasn't there. You
Right.
know, there are times where it doesn't. You can tell. I mean, obviously, when the big hippo comes out and you didn't watch it on the staircase and she bumps into him, you react a little later because you're reacting to something that's not really there.
Right.
And so, but I think overall they did a really good job of interacting with. Because I don't know what they did back then. Because now you got a dude in a suit with shit all over him and you're interacting with something.
Right.
I don't have
I
not
don't
the
think they-
slightest idea
I
what they
don't think
did.
they
back
had
then.
anything. I think you literally acted against a blank room and they put the animation on because the way they did it, like in Mary Poppins and stuff, is like they would do the dance routine and then in the film they would literally just lay another like layer of film that was the animation over the top of it, record that, and then put that together into one thing. And I think they did pretty much the same thing with this.
I don't know.
So-
It's great. We haven't said anything about the actual movie. So the movie is framed around
Roger
see what I did
Rabbit.
there? Around Roger Rabbit and Jessica Rabbit. But so Roger thinks his wife is cheating on him essentially, and so he's fucking up lines in this movie that they've hired him to do.
Right.
And so the director of the movie hires the detective to figure out what's going on. And so that kind of unfolds throughout the whole movie, and you find out that Christopher Lloyd, the bad guy, who is posing as some sort of cop or federal agent or some shit, ends up being the bad guy at the end, and he's a cartoon.
Right.
I can't remember why he hates cartoons, why he's trying to get rid of everybody.
Because he killed his brother.
There you go.
I was zoning off into weed land there. But, yeah, so him and his brother used to run like a pet, or not a pet, that's totally different movie. Ran a detective agency where they helped the cartoons in Toontown. Like all of the newspaper articles talk about it. But then a Toon killed his brother, and now he's like the whole.
Now he wants revenge.
He's like a vigilante. But then Rod Rabbit breaks down his defenses, as he would do, and the plot thickens from there.
I like Roger Rabbit's vision of himself. Because throughout the movie, when shit's going sideways, his way to defeat or kind of get over it is to make people laugh.
Right.
And he says that, because when Christopher Lloyd's about to bust him in the bar, he's making people laugh and he's doing a dance routine and shit. And the detective's like, these fucking dudes are gonna tell on you. Like, they're gonna tell him that you're here. And I think his mentality is, I lightened their day. I made them better today.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're not gonna tell. And so it's kind of it's cool that he thought, bringing humor to the situation would make it less horrible than what it seems to be.
Right.
Which is a pretty cool thought.
That humor makes life better.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
It's true though.
It
like,
is.
I mean, when you really think
But it's
about
not.
it,
But you don't ever think about it like that. You know what I mean? So.
No, I get what you're saying.
He's picking up what you're putting down.
Gets up.
Well, same thing.
What? That's funny.
I like the way that they.
Spoiled stones.
He got that Gabe face when he
I
ate
thought it was
edibles.
over, but it's coming back with vengeance.
You can't get weeded before our shows, bro. You start to fucking.
I've been weeded like for 5 hours.
Those edibles will fuck you for a while,
They go
man.
like-
Yeah.
But I love the way that they did tie the two worlds together, because it's a lot of painted backgrounds,
Yes.
and even the main characters, the actual actors, are dressed in a cartoony way, like over
I guess I've never
like
thought
smaller
Big
ties or
tuxes
big
and
ties or
stuff.
big tuxes, to where it draws it more into when the animation's running side by side. It looks like they belong together more.
Makes
So
sense.
I remember liking this movie a ton as a kid. I still liked it now. It is different now as an adult. There's probably a lot of what Gabe was saying when I was a kid.
Mhm.
Just like, it's a cartoon. There's a lot of titties in this cartoon.
They're fake though.
I mean, are they? They're technically fake.
No, not technically. Those bitches are fake.
I mean, I don't think she had like surgery. Cartoon implant.
I think that would be technically fake.
It's a fake. They're faking
It's
it.
one of them
They
deep fakes,
faked
bro.
them. They erased them out and threw them back in bigger.
I enjoyed it. Like I said, I don't think
No
I've ever.
healing time.
I don't think I've ever seen this movie, and so it was. It's not a movie that you're gonna be like, fuck, that was amazing. The writing was amazing. The acting was crazy good. Like, it's just an entertaining movie. It's
Right.
really good.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've seen it in the last few years, and I think I caught it on something, sat and watched
You caught something last night.
Oh yeah, like on Hulu or something. I watched the last 2/3 of it with somebody or something
Right.
like that, and just remember thinking, I just never engaged in the storyline. I just always thought the cartoon side of it was really cool, and that's kind of it, So my opinion of it is basically thumbs middle. I dig it.
Alright,
How about you? Where you at?
I give it a thumbs up.
Thanks.
I honestly didn't know if I was gonna still like it when I watched it. So
Yeah,
I'm like here.
which is
3
for the,
thumbs.
Yeah, for the listening audience.
For our main audience.
Yeah, I'm like 7.8 out of 132. Times 9.
Gotta do the math on that.
Yeah, that's bad. It's bad math.
I think that's more than 132.
Yeah. Carry the fire.
So, it's like 900.
So like
That's 1,025 divided by what? I don't know.
This
Times
motherfucker's
3.
high.
Basically an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Or a power level of 21,500.
Wow.
That's not even very high, bro.
No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. Actually, depending on what part of the season it is. Right?
Oh, okay.
Your early season 1 is pretty high.
And with that
Who's
discussion
on
of
like
power
7?
levels,
I'm on season 9, bro.
be
I
sure to
don't know.
visit us at
You've been fighting Frieza my whole
totlb.com.
life.
No way, Frieza wasn't even first.
I
Frieza's
know, but-
more towards the end of the
Go to
season.
Once you got to Frieza, it's just all
patreon.com/totlb.
Frieza.
And then Majin Buu, bro.
Visit our
I
shop
like
where we don't
Majin
have
Buu.
any Dragon Ball stuff.
No, because
Oh.
I get fucking fired. I get sued. Trust
you
me,
could
if I could
draw-
sell Dragon Balls, I would be fucking all over it.
You could. They had to be different.
They'd have to be Dragoon Balls.
They can
Oh
be.
my god.
They can be Dragon.
Oh, I got such a good idea.
They can be.
I got such a good idea, he says.
They can be Dragon Balls with an S.
Dragon. Oh.
No. What you do is, you know how like guys put those like stupid like nuts out hanging off the back of their truck? You just get super realistic fake giant nuts made, and we call them
Super
actual
realistic
Dragon
fake.
Balls. But just with the clickbait, we get a ton of things brought to
No,
us.
you gotta do like Dragon Ball looking balls
Yeah, that's what I'm
in
saying.
like a sack that
That's what I'm
say
saying.
Dragon Balls.
That's what I'm saying.
That isn't what you said the first time. but
Yeah,
that's-
super grotesque giant looking balls.
No, nah. He's too
I
slow.
lost my. I don't know what's going on right
Well,
now.
with that said, I've been Gabe.
Maybe that was Doyle. Maybe
Dude,
that wasn't.
what do we? It's our turn, I think, to choose
Yeah,
something.
next
Let's
time-
choose something
Oh.
before we fucking sign
Fine,
off.
okay.
I think you had something in mind
Jaws
too
of
that you.
Revenge.
No.
No, please.
We're not watching fucking
Jesus.
Jaws 3.
That's a terrible.
We might be.
We might.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I chose the last one.
What do you think?
I think you had
Mel, you had
something in
something that
mind.
you wanted to watch, I thought.
Oh, my brain's tracking 2 days ago. I'm tired.
Okay.
Let's think.
It's a good.
Half-baked.
We haven't watched Jurassic. I mean, that was a good one. We haven't watched Jurassic Park.
We haven't watched Half Baked.
We have not
either.
watched Half Baked.
I'm just throwing out this. Your guys' pick. Both those movies are good though.
I'm all about watching Half Baked. I haven't seen that movie.
Look at
in
it. He
fucking
got excited like a
forever.
child, bro.
I
His
only thought
fucking
about
eyes
that,
lit up.
Not due to my highness, but I remember talking about it in the office a few days, maybe like a week ago.
Fuck, he is. stubborn.
Nobody in my office has seen that movie. They're all too young.
See, that
Like
happened to me.
1999, 2001, they're like, I didn't know who that is.
So
I'm
I
like,
brought it up at. I think you had mentioned this either like in passing or like on the chat because I think I said something about it in my office at our or at Honda
In
too.
my office,
Yeah, that's not what I meant. What?
you're gonna be pruny for a couple minutes.
Figure it out.
So
Wash your butt.
there was only one person who had seen it, and it's Devin, who smokes tons of weed.
Oh, yeah.
So like that made sense.
That motherfucker's probably seen it 100 times.
No, that's
should
not
we
even-
watch? Should we watch Half Baked or How High?
Oh, no.
I think how Half Baked is the progenitor to
How High.
Definitely is the pretender.
But How High is great. No, you know what we should watch?
Is it better than Half
Dazed
Baked?
and
I don't
Confused.
think so.
We should watch Strange Dreams.
No.
I've never heard of that movie.
I
What?
have, but it's been so long that I can't remember anything about
It's a
it.
Cheech and Chong movie or Sweet
Oh,
Dreams.
Sweet Dreams.
Sweet Dreams.
No.
Oh,
Nice
man.
dream.
Nice Dreams. There we go.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh,
it is.
weird.
It is nice,
Nice
dreams. It
Dreams.
is nice dreams.
That's my choice.
Oh, those strange dreams.
That's the pop culture classic choice.
Nice dreams, alright.
Nice
I'm in
Dreams
for
with
Cheech and Chong. I like Cheech and Chong.
Alright,
Cheech.
Is
or,
it a Cheech and Chong movie or is it?
It is.
Cheech and Chong.
And Tommy Chong just announced with Cheech, like kind of in his corner, that they want to do a Cheech and Chong horror flick coming up here in a couple years, and I am all
Nice.
about that. It's basically Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, but with
Already-
marijuana.
Was
What one?
one. Portello, was it?
No, not
Dusk Till Dawn?
From Dusk Till Dawn is not a Cheech and Chong
It's
movie.
just
Just because it has
Cheech
Cheech
is
talking
in
about pussy for like 5
Oh,
minutes.
pussy, pussy, pussy. All right.
We got wet pussy, dry pussy, black pussy, white pussy.
You find cheaper pussy than that.
Fuck it.
And we're out.
And with that said, I've been Gabe.
I'm one again.
Fuck it.
Doyle stoned as fuck. This has been episode 176 of Thinking Outside the Long Box. Bye.
Go help your dog.
I know.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the fucking Rotten Tomatoes. It's got 84% audience score and 97% critic score. That's fucking crazy high.
So's Doyle.
Yeah, that
All right, what's up, buddy?
He ha 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 high.
I was going away, they came back.
Okay, what do you need?
What are we talking about now? Oh, Bad Boys.
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it? Oh, buddy.
What you gonna do when I come for you?
All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom downstairs.
She's still not done?
Yeah, she's.
That's a long fucking shower
Yeah.
for such a little person.
Yep.
Be right back.
Will you be right back?
Are you pooping?
I miss you. Roller derby was fun today.
That sounded like the most resounding fucking.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I'm zoned out.
Well, it's not away from me. Not sound fun.
Yeah.
No, we had a good time.
Brouhaha.
Does Bailey not do that shit anymore since she's working and stuff?
No, she's still in Derby.
Is
She did a bout last night.
Did she?
Yeah, she was in my penalty box 6 times.
Nice.
Fell out at 7.
Fuck, my knees are fucked up.
Yes. Just feel my left one.
That's my worst one. Is my left one.
Feel mine. It's just a pus ball.
Is it?
Like a fluid ball, it's not pus.
Mine cracks, and no matter what, pops, cracks, it's fucking always sore. You want us to lance it, bro? Get all the fluid out?
There is that one. I have to do it again.
Yikes.
They call it draining.
Yeah, bro. We leave a little tube in there so it just drains. I learned that from Dr. Pole. In case of fire, do not use elevator.
Yeah.
Use water.
I had to get downstairs so fast. Took the elevator like a gangster. Oh, no, like a doctor. That's what he says.
I like that meme, Mal. You know what goes great with the coronavirus?
Lyme disease.
Lyme disease.
Pretty funny. I like that somebody said too soon. Did you see the one that
Too
somebody's
tsunami?
calling it kung flu?
No, that's fucked up. That's funny though.
Yeah. I don't know.
So, have you heard any responses to the
From who?
from anyone about the calendar?
Like from like the models?
Yeah, those people who bought them, or
I mean, everybody seems to like it.
I like the
We
sexy
haven't really
lady.
sold that many of them.
yeah, I mean, I knew that part.
Otherwise, everybody. I mean, the people who have them seem to really like it.
I like it. I'm not sad about it.
Mel's not sad about it.
That's good.
Don't die, bro.
My pants are full.
Keep your pants on, please. No one wants to see your shit.
My bag's different. It's covered anyway. The Asian looks crazy.
Oh, Oscar?
Her outfit's a little too bedazzled.
No, that's the allure of Oscar.
Take a long time to do that.
Yeah, he pooping.
Oh, I knew it was gonna happen. Boy, he waddled a little bit with his right leg, fully flexing out.
I think he has his phone too.
That's a clincher.
I love it.
Have you seen? Fuck's sake. The Ari Shaffir sketch or the joke about having 7-minute shit.
Mm-mm.
How he was like in the UK. He went on a hike. It's like a 5-mile hike. And the night before he didn't Thai food, and he was like 3 minutes in, my stomach did that whole. Talks about having to like man up and not shit himself the entire walk. Oh, at the end, he's like, I made it to except the last part, you had to climb up a ladder. He's like, when you put your leg up like this, he's like, it's like a release lever.
Oh shit.
I can't imagine holding he's talking about how painful it was, holding him that bad of a poop for that long and then still crapping your pants. I think after a point you just gotta be like, I gotta go into the woods.
I'll see you guys in a little bit.
How? What?
Did you see that video?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I hadn't seen that until just now.
He posted it a while ago. I think it was funny. I didn't want to laugh though because he'd yell at me.
Yeah, he did get pretty upset, but I also laughed.
Yeah, I was like, oh fuck! That bitch said nigga right. Oh shit, I'm on Twitch. I forgot about that.
That's how that happens.
Yep.
Dude, that was awful though.
It was.
Holy crap.
Alright, 178?
7?
7?
5, 6, 7, yeah.
If I see, yeah, you're right.
Isn't it 76?
No.
7.
Shut up, Stoner.
Somebody said 75 last time.
No. 7.
Bad boys, bad boys.
What are you gonna do?
Jesus. Ow!
When thinking outside the long box blows its load all over you, this is thinking
sound like
outside the
Hulk
long
Hogan.
box.
Whoa.
John, not even John.
What the fuck? What happened here?
You're super high. I'm super high.
I'm not high.
Juan's just along for the
I'm not
ride.
high.
I just something about you blowing somebody.
Hey everybody, welcome to
John's not
episode
even here.
177 of
Blow
Thinking
John.
Outside the Long Box. I'm Gabe.
I'm Juan.
I'm Doyle.
And today we're going to be talking about Bad Boys for Life.
Yeah.
Full of life.
So,
Bad Boys
Full
3.
shizzle.
Diabetes.
I'm not really sure what that means.
It's racist.
it is.
Wow. Well, Rotten Tomatoes is, holy fuck, a 97% audience score and a 77% critic score.
Wow.
So
That fucking audience score is huge.
it is. I think
Jesus.
I think it's a little nostalgia heavy.
Yeah.
I think I would agree
that's
with
wrong.
I think I would agree with the 77 a little more than the 97.
No, they're wrong.
But this was a really really fun movie.
We're fucking,
Like,
I
it's
think,
just straight-
what are we, 3 weeks or 4 weeks in?
Something like that.
And it's still #1 at the box
Right.
office.
I'm not
I feel like nostalgia wears off at like week 2.
not with this, I don't think.
I feel like it does, man.
I think people are loving it a little bit more because, and it's the right way and time to do it. You don't need to release a freaking movie in your franchise every fucking year.
No.
Okay?
What are we, like 20 years later?
Yeah, if you release,
Jesus.
but no, if you release like, you know, here's a movie, a few years later, here's a movie, a few years later, here's a movie. Let the actors actually like mature as actors and as people and in their craft.
Right.
And then give them a script that's like compelling, and you get something like this. Like it's good.
It's made
It's fun.
$335 million so far total.
It's a lot of money.
It is close to becoming the biggest new January release of all time.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
That's what that's what I think flies in the face of nostalgia. I don't doubt that there is nostalgia behind it because
I think a lot of
that's
it
what
is
got me
that.
hyped up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But I that's what I'm saying. I think at some point, if it wasn't as good as people are saying it is as good, that falls off rather quickly. You know what I mean? Because you go there for nostalgia, but then you hear, well, fuck, it's not really as good as we thought it might be.
No,
And
I
you've
think
seen
this is.
that with
I think
sequels.
this is the one that just. This is one of those sequels that just happens to live up to the hype.
Right.
Like it was well made, well constructed. It's fun. The plot went places that I absolutely did not expect them to go. You know.
He didn't watch it, so.
So
I didn't.
we're gonna
Tim
get.
over there didn't watch it.
So we're gonna get a little spoilery right now.
I'm kind of-
If you don't like it, listen to the next
I think I can
episode.
explain the whole movie without saying it.
No, you can't.
Black cops fight crime, but they're getting slightly too old for this shit.
No.
Okay.
They are a little bit getting too old. Well,
Well,
half of
mostly-
the team is.
Yeah, mostly Martin Lawrence.
Yeah.
Martin Lawrence
wants,
feels like he's getting too old for this shit, right?
he
Yeah.
wants to retire. Okay,
I told you.
but
That's not
That's
really
not
the
the-
crux of the story, though.
that's not the crux. The crux is that a guy who is the child of someone from their past
Yeah.
is like assassinating people that have been put away.
Without care, bro. Straight just assassinating fools.
Yeah.
The main thrust of it is that Will Smith's character like gets shot like immediately off the front, like, and you think he's going to. I mean, they play it like he's gonna die. You know he's not because you've seen the trailer,
Yeah.
and the shit that's in the trailer it hasn't happened yet.
Those
Bad
mo-
boys for now.
Side note, those motherfuckers do race, and they do look really too old for this shit.
Yeah.
No,
They are too old for this shit.
I don't think so. They're funny. They're comedians. They don't have a Bad Boys. Bad Boys wasn't really very stunty. I don't think. Like just in general, I don't think Bad Boys had a ton of like stunts. There was a lot of shit blowing up in all of them, but I think most of their stuff was behind a car,
Yeah.
and so I think they could keep doing them.
I think so too. She's mad because I'm not getting up to help her immediately right now.
Oh well, you probably got another 20 minutes or so, Hannah.
Just go get both of them and bring them over here. That's all I'm asking you to do is take care of yourself a tiny bit
The one with
today.
the orange
Get some.
sticker is spicy.
Oh shit.
Mom just told you if it has the orange sticker, it's spicy. If it doesn't, it's not.
It's good for your culo if it doesn't.
Alright, she asked what a culo is, you just tell her.
Yeah, it's an
Alright, we'll
asshole.
tell her
That's
that.
super easy. Job done.
But yeah, so there's an assassin who's coming. They free some lady at the beginning, and she's out of jail. And then her kid is just on a killing streak, and he's asleep.
Like Call of Duty.
He's
style, he
completely
is.
asleep. So you're seeing Twitch and YouTube. Doyle's asleep.
I'm just checked out. I don't see this movie at all. So.
That's how I'm trying to fill you in, bro.
But you asked him for a synopsis.
He's
I
fine.
didn't ask for something.
I'm giving it to you.
I'm listening, talking about how old they are. Like, there's not really much like action. There's not really much, or like not
Well,
like
I'm
the
just
old
saying in
movies,
general,
like a
there's
lot of
not.
like explosions. and
Yeah.
shit. I'm listening. I just can't. I haven't seen the shit, man.
No,
they both look really old to me. That's why I wasn't super
I don't
excited.
think Will Smith really looks
I wish
that old, though.
I wish they would have made this movie, as you said before at the last one. They don't have to make movies in sequence. I feel like this movie would have been sweet had they made it a little sooner.
Like maybe 5 years ago
Yeah.
or something like that. I can get behind
He's
that
just
a
lost
little
a step because have you seen Gemini Man yet? With Will Smith?
Yes.
Definitely lost a step.
I like the movie aside from the awful CGI.
Yes,
The
obviously
the
we're
CGI
not there
was
yet.
fucking
We're not there
weird.
to fight yourself.
Yeah, no. It
We're
was
never-
really weird.
Have you watched that Van Damme movie? We're never gonna do that, bro.
I disagree with his acting chops with you, unless he's fighting with himself. I agree with you there. That it looked cheesy and it looked really weird. I don't think they've lost a step. I think Martin Lawrence taking the time to back out of Hollywood and then jump back in kind of revitalized him for me.
He looked
You
terrible.
know?
To me. Lawrence looks terrible.
Well, I can't help
Like,
what
honestly-
he looks like.
Honestly, in the trailers, he doesn't. It looks less flattering
Yeah.
than he looks in the actual movie.
Okay.
Like, and that's really weird because I remember watching the trailer and being like, "Oof, Martin Lawrence looks like me. That's not good."
I'm just saying, a lot of people look awful that are really good actors. So what?
Right. Well, no, I just like there was a disconnect where he didn't look like he was healthy.
Right.
But when you actually are watching the movie, it's not as drastic as it seems. Just watching him like, I've been there. It's okay.
The fuck was that?
It's her complaining that she's not getting her way right
Oh,
this second.
that stinks.
Yeah.
I thought it was fucking hilarious.
I thought it was funny.
I thought it was really funny.
You had a distinct advantage on me because the version that I watched for some reason didn't have subtitles,
Mine didn't.
and there's a lot of Spanish in this.
Oh, yeah.
And I
got
was
you.
like, I get mostly what's happening.
I got you.
So yeah, that was your advantage. Is you're like, oh, I speak that foreign language.
Speak me some Mexican. Are you gonna come over here and whine now?
Yeah, that's
I'll
what that
throw
was.
you outside if you want.
Cool.
Cool.
No, Mom.
Trust me, it's very cold. You die, exposure.
But in general, I really enjoyed this movie.
Me too.
It's a lot of fun. It ended up being a lot better than I was anticipating it being.
It's worth the 97% in my opinion, and the $350 million it's made.
Well, it definitely deserves to be watched. Like I definitely,
I'm gonna watch it.
I would recommend it for sure. And I
I
don't
like
think
Bad
I.
Boys 1 and 2 quite a bit. So.
So do I.
This one pulls
Sister.
a little bit more at your heartstrings than the other ones. I think because they're getting
It's
older,
like the
they
Jay
can't
and
do
Silent
it
Bob
as much.
reboot of Bad Boys.
It's like grumpier old men. They were bad boys.
But they're not. Oh, you keep saying old men like they're in their 70s, like grumpier old men were. They're
Will
not
Smith is
that
in late
old.
50s, isn't he?
I don't know.
Dude, Will Smith is late 50s. I think early.
Wow.
Fucking DiCaprio's 50.
Let's see.
You look up Will Smith, I'll look up Martin Lawrence.
He's
If you don't
51.
stop, you're going right
Early
to bed.
So he's his early 50s. He's fucking. He looks good. How do you, I don't understand where he looks bad.
I didn't say look bad.
Yes, you did. You did
You
say
did.
he looked bad.
They don't look like the characters they're portraying. Like,
They look like older versions of them.
you don't do that shit when you're 50. You're like, they're too old for this shit.
I don't
No,
think
people
so.
retire when they're 65.
Yeah,
dude.
bro.
You got a while with that man.
Cops don't retire till they're in their 60s.
They don't do the bad boy shit from like the first two movies.
But
they're
they don't-
flying around.
They
Hey,
don't-
they do the bad boys shit for life.
That was fun. That was
Well,
fun.
They don't-
too much
And
longer.
to be fair, a big part of the plot of the movie is that they don't
Right.
do bad boy shit forever.
Like I said,
And Martin
I'm
Lawrence's-
excited about that, but
Martin
it's one of the
Lawrence's
reasons I wasn't
character-
excited to go see the movie.
Martin Lawrence's character is constantly harping on, dude, do you want your legacy to be shit blows up body count? Or do
Yeah.
you want to like
Yeah.
actually mature with your lines?
Because he's talking about how Will Smith doesn't have a wife or a family or any of that kind of stuff, which is important to the movie. I don't want to spoil the whole movie because you can seem like you want to watch the movie.
I do.
So it's
Like,
tough to
remember
talk
all the way
about.
back to number one, he's gay.
What?
What?
It's a callback from the first movie. When the chick.
Oh,
they're
when
protecting
he's
thinks
I
she
gotcha.
thinks
I
he's
was
gay.
like, what are you talking about? He's never gay. But
I know
yes,
he's
I know
not.
what you're talking
I mean,
about.
not that there
Yes.
would be anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
No, it would just be completely afoul
No,
of his
I'm just-
character.
It's just
He's a he's a woman's man. He's
The
a
title
ladies'
of
man.
a ladies'
There you
man.
go.
The
yeah.
title of the
I think
movie
you're
is gonna
trying
be a
to
lot
not say
different.
womanizer, but that's
No, he
exactly
is a
what he
womanizer.
is.
He is. That's what he does.
The title of the movie would be so much different. Like it'd be the same, but have a lot of different incarnations.
Be like, bad
Yeah,
boys.
I'm sure there's a lot of gay men after Will Smith.
Oh, I can only imagine.
After, yes. Yeah. It's
I don't know where he was
I
going
think
with
neither
that
do
thought. Buddy,
I was
you
agreeing.
can't weed before at recording
Gay
anymore.
people, I didn't think I did. Thought I was going to come down. It's been too long.
I for one, I give this a thumbs up. For
I
sure.
give it a huge thumbs
I
up.
wanna officially recommend it. 'cause
They're
I really
working
dig
on
it.
the fourth part.
Of
it
course
as
they
well.
are.
Well, yeah.
It turned into kind of like a
Is it like tie into the original Jurassic Park somehow?
maybe.
God, that'd be amazing.
It turned into kind of like Fast and the Furious though, like like not like cars and shit, but like we got a job for you to
Yeah.
just lessen your jail time. You know what I mean? It kind of turning into. But if it's funny, fuck it, I'll watch it. I don't care.
They are fucking hilarious
They're
with each
funny.
other.
I was assuming
Some of
it
my
was fun.
favorite scenes in it
Oh,
are
so
with his son-in-law, who's the dude from the second
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, Reggie,
That-
bro. Reggie comes back.
That stuff is super, super funny. Especially that first day, we were definitely trying to get rid of you, and you stuck around, and I got some respect for that. Like,
Motherfucker Reggie, bro.
that shit was
I popped
hilarious.
for Reggie. I was like, oh shit, it's Reggie. I was
Such a weird
excited.
thing to
I
pop
was
for.
excited. I don't know why, but I was really excited.
It made me laugh. I don't know that I was like, boom!
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, Reggie's back, bro.
Bah, bah, bah.
So which cop duo from movies do you think is your favorite cop duo?
Ooh.
Duo? It has to be a duo?
They always end up being duos.
Yeah, like partners.
No. I like Beverly Hills Cop. That's a trio.
Sort. I mean,
Okay.
sort of.
No, not sort of. For sure. Until the third one. Then it's a duo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
fair.
duo then. Stick with duo.
Oh, fuck.
Because there is
Like-
Lethal Weapon.
Oh, I do like Lethal.
There's those.
Rush Hour.
Yeah, Rush
Oh,
Hour.
Rush Hour's good too.
In the Heat of the Night, because we
Ah,
talked about how that's
yeah.
like the original buddy
That's not
cop
really
movie.
that good to me.
Oof, that hurts me. I'm not gonna. We're
I
not
think I
gonna
gave
bring
that a
up.
3/4 down.
Oof.
I think, I don't remember. What else? What other fucking were you? You brought up a thing and I don't know.
Can I just
Buddy
choose
cop
Brooklyn
movies.
Nine-Nine?
Yes.
That's like a whole cast though.
I said, can I just choose Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Because that's definitely my favorite buddy cop movie. Because all of them are buddies.
Cars will out.
They're all cops.
The Nice Guy, The Heat, 22 Jump Street, Ride Along. Those movies are funny. Let's Be Cops. The Other Guys. That was a funny movie. Chips.
Chips?
Cop Out. That was okay. Hot Fuzz. Rush Hour, Bad Boys, Lethal Weapon, Tango and Cash.
Oh, it's a Sylvester Stallone movie.
Turner and Hooch. Is that
That's
what
what
really
it-
a duo?
Yeah. Jim Belushi and a
Oh.
dog.
No, it's Tom Hanks.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it in forever.
Starsky and Hutch, Running Scared, 48 Hours. That's a really
Oh,
good
that
movie.
is a really
I
good
forgot
movie,
about
too.
Running 48 Hours. Beverly Hills Cop, Red Heat, The
That's a
Hard
good movie,
Way, Stakeout, Alien Nation, MIB. Ooh, that's a good one.
Alien Nation's
That's
a really
kind of
good movie.
that's
actually.
kind of off the cuff.
Man, I honestly probably one of my favorites is gonna be Rush Hour.
That's hard.
I
It's so
freaking
hard
love those
because
movies.
I
They
think
make me laugh.
I think in Beverly Hills Cop,
Chris Tucker is really funny.
I think in Beverly Hills Cop you get, even though it's a trio or a duo,
Right.
most of it is Eddie Murphy.
Right.
You know, so I mean the other guys are funny, but I think most of that is Eddie Murphy. Rush Hour is they're both like that. You get the action from fucking
Jackie
Jackie
Chan.
Chan and the funny from Chris Tucker, and
You
then
get
they
a lot
blend
of
sometimes.
you get a lot of fun
Yeah.
from Jackie Chan too.
And I like all three of those movies.
I would honestly say it's probably a toss up between Rush Hour and Lethal Weapon because I love the Lethal Weapon movies too.
I think you're right.
So
I think you're right. Rush Hour 3 when they're in the fucking they're interrogating the Asian gentleman and he speaks French. That shit's funny.
yeah, it is.
That is really
My
funny.
favorite duo. It only lasted the one episode, the one movie. But when Samuel L. Jackson gets brought in Lethal Weapon, or is that so Lethal Weapon? No. Die Hard.
Oh, Die Hard 3.
Oh, with the
That is-
vengeance.
When
yeah.
he's wearing the signs, I hate the N-word.
That is such a good movie.
Yes, it
That's
is.
probably my favorite Die Hard.
My name is not Jesus.
Yeah.
It's Zeus.
He's
and
like,
then
"Why do you
I will
keep calling me
shove a lightning
Jesus?"
bolt up your ass.
That dude was calling you Jesus. He's like, "What? I look fucking Puerto Rican to you."
I mean, potentially. There's this amazing Funny or Die out there called Samuel L. Jackson Ruined Everything. And it's like people blaming Samuel L. Jackson for everything because their kids saw him do like smoking or blowing a car up and all sorts of stuff in a movie. He's all, how about this? How about you see my face on a movie poster? You don't fucking take your kids to go see that shit.
I don't know. He was in a kids movie.
I know the whole thing ends up being an advertisement for the rating system and like
Oh,
where to
nice.
go. So, but it was really funny.
That's a good subject though. Do good duos.
That is a good subject from
Are-
someone that's
are-
barely
yeah,
here.
he's fucking baked out of his mind. Are there duo movies that aren't buddy cop movies?
They're just a duo.
Yeah.
Xena,
They're not cops.
Like Friends.
Xena Warrior Princess.
Yeah.
I know, but like
that's
it
good.
really is.
Hercules.
Hercules and Xena
Because he
are
always
really
has his
big
friend,
time.
his little friend
Yeah.
Titus or some shit.
What as far as movies go though, I mean, all of the View Askewverse,
Oh yeah, that's true.
like those are just
Jay and
Jay and
Silent
Silent
Bob
Bob movies. Like,
Technically, they were heroes too.
fuck yeah, they're heroes. Gotta get super
Hero
indignant
of my
about
life.
it. I mean, in a lot of ways, Pulp Fiction is like a buddy movie with Vincent Vega and
Yeah, you can't smoke it.
Jules. He didn't smoke, he ate.
Oh.
That's the problem. Is he felt fine, then he sat still for like 30 seconds. He's like,
It's
oh,
like the
fuck.
food brought it back somehow. It's weird.
It does that.
Yeah, it's called metabolism.
We need to cut you off the day of the show.
Yeah, probably.
It'll make for
I'm
good
still,
video
I'm
later.
still listening, but yeah, I'm not gone.
I'm not gone.
Said I am gone.
Well,
I like. We're talking about Bad Boys for Life. I like the movie.
Me
I
too.
think we could talk about it deeper, but I don't want to ruin it for Doyle. So
and for sure, I give this. I mean, we went
I give it
around
a thumbs
already.
up.
I give it a thumbs up. He gives it a thumbs up. You should.
Probably give it a thumbs up.
You should pull your thumb out of your ass and go watch it, Doyle.
No thumbs up. But
what are you doing on like 8 days off that you couldn't spare 2 hours?
I just started that. I have all of next week off.
Oh, that's right.
It just happened.
Yeah.
That's right.
I haven't had the off yet, bro.
He's getting there. Calm down. This is the start of the off. It's like barely 40 milligrams
I
of
bought
fucking edibles.
weed. I ate the weed.
You know
I
that.
tried to watch The Exorcist. It's freaking me out. I went to get a shake.
He was talking to the demon next to him.
I went to get a shake. Motherfuckers don't have no shakes. Now we're here.
Oh man.
well,
be sure to visit us at www.totlb.com, which is the old man way to say it. And of course, you can go to patreon.com/totlb to support the show. Be sure to find us on all of our social medias. We will be recording live next. If you're watching on Twitter or Twitch or YouTube, we'll be going to Facebook, and we'll be staying on Twitch and YouTube as well. So be sure to check us out.
What's up, bitches?
Past that, I've been Gabe.
I'm Doyle.
On again. That's all right. Don't worry about it, bro.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
This has been episode
Yeah.
178 of Thinking Outside the Long Box.
576, 77.
77 of Thinking Outside the Long Box. You're right.
We're in the 70s.
Definitely in the 70s.
100.
The age that he thought Will Smith was.
John Morrison just entered
It's
the
in late
Royal Rumble.
50s, early 50s.
Oh, the Royal Rumble's going
Still
on right now?
pretty fucking
I
old.
don't want to watch it.
Oh, bro, it's Brock Lesnar, ew.
Black Lesnar?
Brock Lesnar. Is
Lesnar.
the
Could you
number one
imagine a
entrant.
black
They're gonna let him
Lesnar?
go all the way to the end. Some
Black
bullshit.
Lesnar?
Just like a Lesnar, but the black version.
Bye.
Huh.
Call him Luther instead.
Luther Lesnar?
Luther
Is there a
Lesnar?
cat
Yeah.
stuck in a room?
Probably.
I assume there's one.
Tell the girls to take care of
Probably several cats stuck in several.
We definitely don't have several kids that can take care of it.
it. That's what I just said.
Yeah.
Tell the girls to take care of it.
She did.
Still gotta get up and get him to do it.
Anna! Beat this edible and let these cats out.
I'm not doing shit. This is me.
I don't know what he just said, but it sounded comedic. What's up, Mom?
No, get off of my stuff.
No.
You are going to stop all of it. I don't know where that cat is meowing from.
The dryer.
So dumb.
Yes. What? Kiss.
Boom, 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 boom.
Girls, get the cat out of the bathroom.
It's not in the bathroom. I literally just looked in there.
Is it in the closet?
Yes.
Hey, get-
It's fine, Hannah. I got it.
Cat's all up in there. Loud.
Not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
Yeah. Don't let me down.
What the fuck are you saying?
Yeah.
Sophia, come here.
Sophia!
Tortilla.
Oh my god, I'm gonna Hey, Tortilla.
I'm coming.
Tortilla llama.
Answer!
No, sorry.
Tortilla!
Tortilla, come here.
¿Por qué?
Oh god, she's responding to Tortilla.
What's up?
Hannah, take care of that, that's yours. Throw that up in there, and then whatever dirty socks are here and in the hallway, take care of this as well.
isn't mine, but
Yeah,
okay.
Can you take those?
I just get random clothes.
Hey.
Hannah!
Wow.
It's new.
Take that and take any of the socks that are in the hallway.
What is happening to your hair?
So my hair was wet and I wanted to put it in braids, but if I put it in like 2 regular braids, it's gonna be huge.
What?
And I just put it in a bunch of mini
Been
braids.
Are you gonna take
filming
this out
Doyle
and
falling
put all
asleep
this
for the
hair
last
back?
5 minutes.
Well, these are the pink ones I got from Christmas.
Pink ones?
Yeah, I like them. Okay, so this is how
Hi,
color I
Mom.
was,
Hi, Hannah.
Rar.
right?
Kobe Bryant died?
Are you guys still recording?
You haven't fucking seen that news yet?
No.
Jesus. Yes, we're recording, Hannah.
You know you should.
What happened? When did he die?
In a helicopter crash.
Helicopter crash. One of his kids and like 9 other people.
The helicopter apparently started on fire.
Stand up straight.
Damn, son.
Oh, you okay? I want to see.
Yeah, you did get shorter. Were you wearing shoes?
No, you told us to take our shoes off. And then you made me take my hair in a ponytail.
I wonder if it's because of all that shit with your hip.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe it's just I was just like tensing it, and I got shorter, and I was like,
Yes, I got taller.
You got a soda or anything, Bob?
I got taller. I got taller.
Yeah.
I knew those growing pains. I could tell. You're a girl. You're a girl. I'm getting
So are you. So are you.
Mia, you're forgetting about your weird squishy llama.
Fucking weird squishy
Oh, the
llama.
llama pen? Yeah, Watusi gave that to me and I just put it in the zebra den. And I'm like, I have enough
Watusi.
beds.
yeah, I stole it. I
Oh,
love
okay.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I stole it because it's just so
What,
much fun. to
It's
watch.
cute.
This place is in an awkward place.
Sounds like a name in Coming to America.
Hey, so
Yeah.
you should ask Ashton if he's ever gonna come upstairs and say hello to me.
Probably has no idea that you're at home.
Everybody.
You
knows
have
I'm
been
here.
pretty quiet, actually.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
It's oddly
And he's
weird.
probably got his headphones in playing video games.
Or his sock on.
He does not get high as fuck.
He was
Yes.
in his room like almost the entire time.
He's been watching this really interesting show called Cells Working or something like that.
Oh yeah, that anime show.
Yeah. It's
Ugh.
a super graphic anime
Ow.
battle, but it's
Weird.
all the characters are cells inside of a body. So it's also like ridiculously educational.
Osmosis Jones?
No.
No. No, Osmosis Jones is like funny.
I love Osmosis Jones.
It's definitely a cool
No
movie.
ice cream in this.
I know. There should be.
Trash. Cats need food.
Okay. I watched that movie like a long time ago.
That's on Facebook,
Probably
too.
when
I
was,
don't
like
care.
6 or 7, and then
Boy.
I watched that movie probably when I was like 6.
Oh
or
my
7,
god.
And then I didn't watch it.
I'm trying not to record the Royal Rumble, so you're
Make
com-
your
if you're gonna be in this one, your complete head is cut off.
Well, it's just paused
Which
on
fine.
the rules.
Hey,
So.
hey. Tell them what you did last night at Derby.
Get out of the closet.
I pulled the shorts that I was wearing under my pants up over my stomach and then tucked my shirt into it because it was really embarrassing to Mel. and
Oh, he
nobody
waited?
else.
He waited for like a full jam, which is 2 minutes, until all the refs saw him and looked at me like they felt sorry for me.
Are you asking for this?
No, I was pointing to there was a cat next to you with his little tiny head
Where's
sticking.
the other cat?
She know.
What other cat?
Jimmy, or not Jimmy.
Jimmy? Jimmy the cat?
Not Jimmy.
Burrito?
Burrito's somewhere in here.
No, he's literally behind you.
Jimmy the
He
cat.
went in there, I swear.
Well,
What the Jimmy?
What do you mean, love?
I'm trying to think. Goodbye.
Your room is okay?
Hmm?
Okay, can you close my bedroom doors so that they don't go in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
You ready?
If those dishes are dry, put them away.
Mhm.
You didn't half-ass the dishes, so okay, because I hate dried eggs. I hate eggs.
dried eggs?
What the hell is a dried egg?
Egg jerky?
I can't wait for that one time.
I've tried though.
Stop going outside, you looker.
this sounds weird, but I'm so excited for Valentine's Day because every Valentine's Day, my friends and I get like high on Fun Dip. Like not actually high, but like my friends always eat the Fun Dip sticks because I don't like them. So
Yeah,
I
they're
just
chalk.
eat the Fun Dip powder, and we'll eat
Cat's gonna be loud.
like last year. My friend literally brought in
You ready?
a bucket, like a not a joke bucket full of Fun Dip packs.
178. I'm
It
waiting
was
for
so
Sophia to
good,
stop
though.
talking
Yeah,
because
178.
sometimes this can take a minute.
178.
Welcome to episode 178. There's definitely cats eating next to the microphone, and there's something wrong with how many pets Gabe has.
A shit
Yeah.
ton.
The Billy's asked me about it.
The ASPCA.
Like, we're gonna complaints. You smell like a cat feces in there.
No, we have to clean up
I know.
after our cats. Thank
It
you.
doesn't actually smell bad here. It does smell like
Was that
cats
the
in here.
implication that he was trying to get?
Usually when people have like 3-4 cats, it smells like bad, but it doesn't actually smell bad
And we're
Because I smoked hella
live!
weed to cover this.
Oh, the fucking.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 178 of Thinking Outside the Long Box. I'm
Doyle is
Gabe.
still talking about poop.
I'm
No, I
Gabe.
wasn't
I'm
actually. I
Juan.
was talking about shaving my head.
He's Doyle.
He's Doyle.
This is our
Yeah, my
listener
Jim Kelly.
interaction episode. If you're with us on YouTube or Twitch, feel free to join us on Facebook. We'll probably see your comments a little more readily
I have all of them up just in case, though.
because Juan is on top of it.
Trying.
I'm going to go ahead and make a watch party on my page just to annoy Juan.
It doesn't really annoy me. I just like to piss off the people watching your watch party.
I know, that's why I do it.
You mean our fans?
Yeah.
Well,
our listeners.
my fans.
I don't like to call them fans. 'cause
Who's
that's
the
a
guy
weird
who always
thing.
comes in at the very last minute?
AJ.
AJ.
Hi, AJ.
In about an hour. Hi, AJ.
Tim, we're not talking to you right now because you're not here, so.
What do you say? What Tim
Tim
say?
has
send
come
suck
through.
cunts.
Everybody was kung fu.
Tim has the worst fucking immune system known to man.
No, I do.
That guy is fucking.
Ooh, I don't know.
That guy has everything. The herpes and fucking anything you can catch.
Well,
he's
that's
gonna
what
get it.
happens when you start with AIDS.
The herpes.
The herpes.
Yeah.
The herps.
Yeah. What's up, Gabe? You
I
fucking
know, I
moron.
pulled the Doyle. Sorry, guys.
Hey, Tim, you bastard. Hey, Alicia, love you.
Hi, Alicia, I love
Are you gonna talk or are you just gonna sit
I'm trying
there?
to post
what
this.
Are we doing here?
I'm trying to get this started. I am not playing.
You're getting trained?
I'm trying to get this started.
Any day now.
There we go.
Where's your oh, it's over there.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's
where's
what's
your
taking me
fucking
so
laptop?
long is that I can't fucking do it on my.
We
own.
don't miss you, Tim. Not at all.
I miss you a little bit.
No.
Hi, folks, joining my watch party by now. I don't know why I said
Hey,
that.
Tori.
But yeah, so this is our live fan interaction. If you have anything pop culture related that you want to talk with
Anything.
us about,
The
UFC
big news
fight.
today is Kobe
Oh.
Bryant passed away.
correct.
Yeah,
It's
that's
the
sad.
biggest pop culture news.
By far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really sad.
That Fox News was talking about it. It's fucking weird.
His
It
daughter was with him. She passed
Oh,
away.
that's awful.
And like
She's
9 other
13 She
people.
was 13
No.
years
Yeah.
old.
It was a helicopter of 5 people. It was Kobe and his 13-year-old daughter Gianna.
So 3
Some
other people.
coach.
Another a coach
Yeah.
and a parent.
I
and
think they
then
all
the-
died, right?
Yeah.
They were on their way to a basketball game.
It's fucking depressing as
Yeah,
fuck.
it's the worst.
Like, it's absolutely the
I have
worst.
I have a hard time watching old men cry. Alicia does too. And we were watching the Pro Bowl, which was a complete snore fest, by the way. It was awful. It's kind of like an exhibition
I mean,
game
the
now.
Pro
so
Bowl
they
is
don't-
always kind of terrible.
But
it didn't used to be,
But like if you watch baseball's All-Star game, whoever wins, it means something for the next season. So it means something. This is an exhibition match between 2 teams. They don't tackle each other. Like nobody's really
like,
trying.
"You're down."
That's what it is. It's exactly what it is. So it's just boring, and so it's tough to watch.
Hi, Robert.
But during the program, during halftime they cut to the news to like a studio, and they were giving his stats and shit, and like he was a good basketball player and stuff like that. And one of the news anchors, not indignant, not like in a dick way, but he was more than that. He was a human being.
and he was a father, and you could just tell. I'm guessing he knew Kobe, and you could just tell that, like, it was making him really emotional, and it was hard to watch. It was really hard to watch.
Yeah, it was a bummer. It was weird to see too. Just all of a sudden, my Facebook feed was full of like, in memory of Kobe. I'm like, what the fuck happened? and then I had to go find it.
Hey, 12 people watching.
Doyle slept through the whole fucking thing though.
Doyle is tired as fuck because he's too high.
I was gonna say he's not tired as fuck. He's high as fuck. There's a big difference.
I'm actually well rested.
It's because you've been sleeping this whole time.
Only through a little bit of the bad noise. I was pretty interactive with the first two.
So what have you been up to? Reading, watching, all that sort of stuff.
Oh, I don't read.
I don't read. Is correct because I don't have a lot of time. I'd rather be watching things. I do a lot more audio stuff, but I'm trying to catch up on podcasts. I've been doing. I haven't uploaded anything to my iPod until today. So I've been YouTubing a lot of Joe Rogan's podcast because he does videos and they just go right through the Bluetooth.
Right.
And so I was watching, and it's sad because they kind of intertwine with Kobe passing away today. But I was watching an old one that Joe Rogan did with Kevin Hart. And Kevin Hart, if you don't know, does like a million fucking things. You know,
right.
He's a prolific actor, but he's got a part of his company that teaches kids in kind of crappy areas in the country how to do their financials, like balancing checkbooks and where to invest your money and things like that.
Yeah.
And he's got a real estate company that he buys up real estate with, and I mean the dude does a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And listening to him on this podcast, and if you haven't listened to it, it's good. Go check it out. Kevin Hart is funny, but just his view on life is fucking amazing. He's always positive about everything. He's trying to lift people up instead of being a dick, you know, which he could be because he's got millions of dollars.
Right.
So I mean, he talks about his comedic process and what he's doing to better people like him when he was a kid.
Right.
And so it's just a really, really good listen. And the way it ties into the Kobe thing, you know, because obviously Kevin Hart didn't pass away or anything, but it's something I've been kind of saying to friends recently, is Kobe lived his life. That motherfucker did a lot of stuff in his life.
Yes.
And so what I've been, just in conversation with people, I've been talking about not just being okay with what you got, you know what I mean? Taking small steps to better your life or to better your position in life. Whether it's, you know, I'm a fat guy walking an extra mile every day or an extra whatever steps, or, you know, if you're looking for a new job, talking to your friends about how you can move or whatever, you know, whatever it is, don't be okay with shit. You know, don't just take life the way it comes and, if I'm getting paid okay, I'm getting, hey everybody, I know I'm fucking bringing the room down, but it's just, you know, I recently made a change to leave something I'd been doing for almost 10 years, and that's scary and it's hard, but I haven't been this happy in such a long time at work. You know, my family life is awesome. I love my wife, I love my kids, but
yeah, because you have a perfect life.
Well, I don't think I have a perfect life.
We all have that shit.
I don't think I have a perfect life.
We
We've all done shitty things in our past, all of us, myself included. So I've got a really good life. I'm not gonna lie. Like, why would I lie?
I know.
But we should all use that to help our friends or even people we don't know. You know, lift them up as opposed to, because all I heard about it was on one side or the other today. Because I've seen the Kobe thing all day today. It was, you know, he was a great guy, blah, blah, blah. And on the other side, it was, he's a rapist, he'd go to hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Forgetting the fact that his 13-year-old daughter was in the helicopter with him. And you know what I mean? Other people, like, they were like, oh, good, I'm glad that helicopter went down. Like, really? That's what we're fucking doing these days? Is we're happy that 5 people fucking died in a helicopter crash? Like I'm out on that shit. Like that's nonsense to me.
Hi, Dave.
Hey everybody.
How
10 years.
I know, dude.
I don't know what. Oh, it's almost 10 years. I'm at like 7.5 years at this point. That's pretty close to 10 years. My wife. But it's tough. You know, and so my takeaway from the situations and what I've been trying to listen to in the car is that, you know, take a small step to do something that you fucking love or that lifts somebody up or whatever, you know. That's my weird take from the day.
No, that's a good take, man. Well, if you could be here live, get here live, Dave. Jesus.
Who's Dave?
You know where I live, Dave Herrera.
Oh yeah, man.
Doyle's here. If you're in town, come show up. We don't care.
Is that the priest?
Yeah, pastor, but yeah.
Pastor?
I don't think he's a pastor anymore.
Same
though.
thing.
Oh.
Let them touch little kids. Try not
Yeah,
to.
they
Yeah,
touch
don't
way
touch
less
any
little
kids.
kids,
Yeah.
from what I understand.
Way less?
Yeah, sometimes they touch
Most
kids.
pastors are just gay, not
Well,
pedophiles.
No, 5. I don't know what she's talking about now. I've been selling cars for more than 7 years, so I'm not quite sure what that means.
So, I've been rereading Mick Foley's book. Not Foley is Good, but the other one, just the Mankind one.
The first one?
Yeah. God, why can't
His
I?
very first book?
Yeah. Why can't I think of what it's called? But
I don't know. I fucking read that book a long time
exactly,
ago.
super fun. Have a nice day. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Super fun read, like really easy read. I really, really enjoy it. It's just been kind of nice to dive back into it. He's a really good writer. Like, I think he should write more stuff because he's really
He's
good
the
at
best
it.
New York best-selling author.
Yeah. I'm just saying, he should write more stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
He got a lot more
I
spare time now.
think he's writing little kid books now.
I want him to write more like serious books. It'd be fun.
The problem
Or like-
is he's
or
written
not-
about his life and his career, and he writes in a way that he catches up to his life.
Right.
And I don't know that. I
mean,
don't know what he's done in the last.
I
like,
bet he could write some really cool fiction though.
I bet- I'm sure he could.
I bet he could write a cool murder mystery with wrestling. Because I mean, Anthony Bourdain did that with cooking. He wrote like cooking mystery books. But yeah, it's a good time.
I like it.
I really enjoyed
On
it.
the back of the book is all his broken bones.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
It's insane what that guy's gone through.
How about you, Doyle? What other kind of stuff have you been watching?
Like I said, The Outsider. I just recently got into. I just watched Picard last night, the first episode.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tim. Mankind is coming to Colorado Springs Comic Con.
Power down.
Are you fucking serious?
Mankind.
That's what prompted. You not pay attention?
No, I've been busy this week. I've had a really hectic week.
Buddy, I'm busy too. Come on.
I genuinely haven't even like looked at my regular ass emails.
Yeah, that's what made me text you or made me Facebook you saying that on the press side, Colorado Springs Comic Con fucking sucks, but they've got
On the
great
guest
guests.
side, always,
They've got great
always.
guests, and Mankind is coming this year.
Oh man, I'd love to meet Mick Foley.
Sorry,
Guys,
go
what do
ahead.
I
Back
do?
to what you were saying. Hi,
No,
man.
wake up. Wake
Yeah.
up and go back to it. So
Foley.
tell me about the Stephen King show first.
Oh yeah.
The Outsider. So it's really crazy.
Not the play.
No. Or The Outsiders.
musical.
The movie. Much older. Could be a pop classic one day.
It'd be a good one. I
The
love
movie?
that movie. Outsiders.
It's the gold pony boy.
I like the musical.
Never
Anyway.
seen it. Not fake. But I'm just joking.
Whoa!
Lots of not gay people love musicals,
I
and
was
lots.
just playing back to earlier.
Mm,
Not fake.
that was definitely like 2 hours ago,
Yeah,
and you
sometimes
have
we have
definitely
callbacks.
slept through most of this.
I fucking can I can quote back everything you just said.
Anyways.
bitch. I close my eyes because you bore me about your mankind. Wrong time, wrong place.
Artemis is this fucking
What?
tall. I can barely see
Go
it.
ahead. Are you gonna tell us about Outsiders or not?
You're pointing at
Hi,
like comments
George.
that you're typing, so I don't know if you want me to try to read something.
No, him.
But no, it was a lot of fun.
Why, you talking shit about me while we're talking?
Out for now, boys. He's gone again.
Yeah.
See you, Tim.
Ladies and
Hi, George.
I'll be dying of many venereal diseases.
I
many venereal diseases too.
don't hope you die, but I hope your penis
Me
falls
neither,
off.
yeah. That's a little harsh.
Doyle watched 2 shows.
Yeah.
Anyway, Juan, what have you been? No, just kidding.
Watch
Outsiders.
The Outsider.
Is it Outsider? Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yes. Like I said, it's really weird. As in the first episode, kind of oddly finishes itself, and then the whole rest of the show so far is also about it. But basically, like, yeah, it's weird.
The whole story wraps itself up.
Like if it just ended on the first episode, you'd be like, that was interesting. I wonder what the fuck. But like, because I thought it was gonna be multiple. Like I thought it was gonna be an anthology at first. It kind of is an anthology that revolves around the same thing and the same characters.
Huh.
Very bizarre. That's not quite the accurate way to describe it, but in the first episode, to do with a baseball coach who's been like a town figure forever. He's a little league coach. He's off work, out of town, at some kind of teacher conference, right? But they have him on video and multiple eyewitnesses and DNA evidence and fingerprint evidence of him like savagely murdering a child.
Oh, this is the one with Jason Bateman.
Yes.
Okay.
No, not in it outside the first episode, but. So they have
That's
literally
some bait and switch bullshit.
Yeah, it is.
They
make it seem like he's the main character of the
maybe
fucking
he'll
show.
be back. I don't know, but they have
Hey, 6 people watching.
He's definitely the main character of the first episode. But basically, yeah, there's 100% of proof that he is out of town. It all lines up, everything he said, plus like video, and there's 100% like DNA down
Proof
evidence
that he
killed
murdered
this kid. So it's like split the town and all this crazy shit goes on, and I don't know how the first episode ends, but then like it ends with like that being resolved.
Enjoy
slightly.
your dump, George.
Bye, George.
Bye, George.
And then the next episode has a little bit more to do with. It's just a cop being frustrated that he couldn't figure out what was going on, and then this outsider figure, he's kind of like awkwardly like standing in certain places in shots or like off in the distance, and it seems like people kill themselves like around him or kill other people around him or do weird things that they wouldn't normally do, and I don't know, it's kind of freaky. The third episode, there's a psychic all of a sudden. It's getting weird.
It sounds pretty cool though.
It
And
is
you said it's
very
on.
good.
You said it's an HBO show.
It is an HBO
Is
show.
it the town of Derry?
No.
Is it the town of Castle Rock?
No.
Okay.
I also like Castle Rock, but it's on hiatus right now.
You did that? That turned around for you.
It
Oh,
did.
Castle Rock.
Turned around for a lot of people, I think, because they actually started making it good.
Is your mom still here?
I believe
Hi,
so.
Gabe's mom.
She's been coming and going.
We really enjoy you, even though I've never met you.
Today
I love
is
you,
her
Mom.
birthday.
You're
Oh,
the
it's your
best.
birthday? Happy birthday. Oh, today's John's birthday, too.
Oh,
Happy
yeah.
birthday, John.
Which
Yay.
John Garnett.
Oh, we don't talk
John
about
Apollo
it.
Justice.
Wait, today your mom's birthday?
Yeah, today's my mom's birthday.
We're just joking, John. Actually, I'm
Wow.
gonna come see you
Birthday,
at some
Grandma.
point this week.
Yeah.
Shit.
Maybe if Doyle comes to see you, you could give him my shit too.
You got to talk over there to him.
You heard what I said.
John, we love you.
For you, John.
For sure. So tell me about Picard. I want to hear about that for sure too.
So yeah, Picard. Obviously he was El Capitan at one point.
What?
Now
Hey, Eric.
the show takes place in France. Obviously back in his vineyard. If you watched the show while he was there, that's where he came from. He was raised on a vineyard in France. Now he's running that vineyard in France. Kind of. He's just kind of like an old guy who's at a vineyard in France. That he belongs to.
Right.
He's super old now. He's giving his first interview since the first episode is like him giving his first interview since leaving Starfleet.
Okay.
And why they allude to the fact that he left Starfleet under like bad blood,
Circumstances, yeah.
but he had never talked about it.
Okay.
And so even like his prep people, Picard's like people that are around him, tell him like they're not gonna ask any of those questions. Like don't worry about it. Like we've gone over everything. And then the reporter pulls the douchebag reporter move and goes off script and goes kind of crazy.
Hey, that happened this week.
Yeah. I was gonna bring that up.
With Mike Pompeo.
And Mary Louise Kelly from NPR. Well, we'll go. I want to tell that story when you're done with this one because it's awesome to me.
That happens. You find out that like there was this massive betrayal by synthetics in the past, so all synthetics have been banned. and that's important if you remember. Like Data is one of Picard's his friends, and a new type of.
Welcome back, George.
I can't even say anything about it. There is a new girl figure introduced. I won't mention any of her story because then you'll have it figured out. It's kind of fun to. You figure it out pretty quick in the story, but.
Right.
But it's pretty cool. Honestly, it's very, very good. Like, acted very well. Special effects are very good. It looks like it's going to be pretty epic. Like,
Nice.
the story.
Albert
And-
gave it a resounding like thumbs up.
Look,
he loves
he
Trek,
loves Star Trek,
anything
bro.
Trek. So I was gonna watch it no matter what, but I like hearing from somebody who I know isn't like
Can be
fucking
fucking
Star
objective
Trek
about
everything.
Star Trek.
I do like Star Trek, and I was thinking earlier, because, like, you got to ask yourself, are you more Star Wars or more Star Trek? I think, if you're a nerd.
both.
At one point, the question comes up to you. Especially since there's like new TV shows on and new movies.
What?
out already.
Just a sec. Hey, cut it out.
What is going on, buddy?
Eric Hollis says he loves Harley Quinn on the DCU.
I've heard really good.
I've heard really good things about that as
When
well.
did
The
that
cartoon,
Oh,
the animated with
sorry.
Kaylee Cuoco.
There's a new cartoon.
With Kaylee Cuoco playing Harley Quinn. What do you like about it, Eric?
Kaylee-
I don't think any of us
From
have
the
seen
Big
this.
Bang?
Mhm.
Okay, that's not. I don't think that's how you say her last name. Is it?
I think so.
Cuoco?
Cuoco.
Isn't it C-U-C-C-O?
No. Cuoco. That's how I assume. I don't know. I could be saying it wrong, but that's how it's spelled.
It just sounds so wrong.
It's
Cuoco.
not. It's not W.
Yeah. Cuoco.
That show is really good. Wade Johnson said he also enjoys the Harley Quinn on DCU. I've heard really good things about it. So
Okay then. We'll have to check it out. I didn't even know it existed.
Maybe we can make it an episode.
we've talked about the trailer before, but I don't think it got any kind of love from you guys when we were talking about it. I was like, oh shit, this shit looks good.
I'm just not interested, really.
Like
Like,
the new Harley Quinn Poison Ivy comic book is pretty good.
mhm.
It's a new it's been an unalluded to direction that's now,
Like
Playing
canon.
out.
Yeah.
which I do like it. It's all right. But besides that, I've never really been like a huge Harley Quinn fan.
Neither am I.
Eric said it's like an R-rated throwback to Batman the Animated Series.
That sounds.
That
cool.
sounds really cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Sold, man.
And you know Eric's a super nerd,
So
He is.
SOLD.
with his fucking coat.
Down payment receipt.
He's always wearing a
Yeah.
he's always wearing a really nice coat.
He is. He does like his jackets. His suit.
We
jackets.
like Eric though.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna see him this year.
We might.
I don't know what we're doing.
Neither do I. We'll figure it out.
Eric.
Eric,
Eric
I don't
Hollis
think you've
from
ever met
Bitface.
him. You never.
Oh,
Oh yeah, you did meet him.
Yeah,
He was hammered at
Yeah.
Frankie's
I
party.
was like, where's Shannon?
He was
Yeah.
beyond hammered, and he was we need to talk about this. So Bader, Diedrich Bader returns as Batman.
Oh,
I
that's
didn't know
cool.
that. That I did not know.
Bader.
Yeah, the Drew Carey show guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know who's Batman.
I don't know. That's just what it says.
Is that
I
animated
told you,
Batman?
fucking Eric Hollis is a complete nerd, so I'm guessing what he's saying is true.
Yeah. I believe it.
He's right a lot more than we are.
Alan Tudyk as Joker. Oh fuck, I'm sold. I'm in.
It's a good Joker, I think, potentially.
Alan Tudyk is amazing at
Yeah,
almost
it's a good-
everything he does.
It's a good
He does.
Joker.
Pretty sure I was wide awake when I said that.
So, Eric G. Hollis, we had a lost episode that's gonna get put out to our Patreon subscribers at some point, where you are on Blade's nuts the whole time. And then recently, on the last show of the year we did, where we talk about which pop culture classic we liked.
Uh-huh.
He said all of them but Blade. Remember?
No, he said all of them but Blade because of how embarrassed he was about his recording.
I don't think he said that.
No, but that's what he
He
meant.
may have meant
I'm
that, but he didn't
100%
say
sure
that.
that's what he meant. Is that he doesn't like Blade because he made such an ass of himself
I don't know.
recording.
He's watching, so hopefully we get the answer to that question.
He's about to answer.
Because I was like, what the
Don't
fuck?
cry, Eric.
You were talking about Blade the whole night.
Blade.
Yeah.
I still remember that fucking like super racist save the kids guy.
Yeah, the I save children, but also white pride.
Yeah, I saved the kids, but
It was really awkward.
not the black
Not the
kids.
British children.
Gabe,
I wanted to say
you're
that.
right, he said.
Yeah, I knew it was.
I was like, you
You
were
were
on
ba-
Blade's nuts the whole night.
Eric, you embarrassed too easy, man. Just
Well, no, it's
own your
true.
sloppiness.
Yeah, own your sloppy drunks.
Yeah.
We don't know if we're gonna see you this year, Eric.
We're gonna
We'll see.
see something.
Like 30
I don't know
seconds.
I don't know what the implication of that is, but
Oh, you know.
Colorado Springs. They
Shut
supposedly you this year when you put in your press application 48 hours you're supposed to hear. Yeah, it's been about 2 weeks. So
It sounds about right.
yeah, so who
Fuck
knows?
them.
Maybe they heard it. That's what I'm saying. Maybe they heard us talking shit, which is fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna curb what I say because somebody might be watching. So.
Yeah, they ran it poorly.
Yeah.
I feel like it was poorly run.
I think the convention itself is run fairly well, but I think the way they handle press is
I thought the whole thing was poor because it's like maybe how they set up the distributors and stuff is fine, but it's the fact that I was getting like harassed by like security and shit just for trying to talk to some people.
yeah.
It's a
Well, that's what I'm
fucking
saying.
con, man.
It's because you're wearing a press badge, and you're not allowed to go up to the people because it seems like you're going up to talk to them to get an interview or do any of that kind of stuff, and that's a no-no.
Sure, but you could like use your judgment and like pay attention for 2 seconds before you go all psycho ball cop on it.
I just
It is also weird that the security there has like legit pistols.
And like they're fucking searching you when you come back.
And
in
like
and
searching
shit.
children
Yeah, like
to make sure that children don't have weapons. Like it was weird.
That's weird.
It was really weird. And I think that's just an extension of
Oh,
it
we're
takes
going
place in
down.
Colorado Springs.
I'm
you
gonna
know,
nephew
so-
next time, give him a 9. Put that in your back pocket.
Eric said my New Year's resolution is to own my sloppiness. I'm sure I'll see you guys at Denver Pop Culture Con if they're doing panels. I'm not sure if I'm doing Colorado Springs Comic Con either.
Ooh.
Wow, that's
Ooh.
weird.
That
That's
is weird.
weird because he's got a friend there who usually helps him with. It's that one dude whose name I never remember because I don't really
hope-
want to talk to him.
I
so-
hope that Eric didn't lose his ability to go to Colorado Springs Comic Con from associating with us.
I don't think anybody
I know,
knows
I'm
he
just kidding.
associates with us.
Doesn't he?
I'm hoping that we're doing panels again. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope so too.
The guy I can't remember his name, but the panel guy who we always work with, we didn't get into a spat, but I told him about what happened with Eric doing the panels with us and how some douchebag said that he couldn't record, and so we were kind of bitter about it or
Right.
whatever. And
Because
so
that's
and I
the
haven't
whole
heard
point
from
of us
him.
doing
Right,
it.
right. And I haven't heard from him in a while, so I'll reach back out. Hopefully, once we get our press badges, and we'll go from there. But
Right.
I can't say the news out loud because I don't know if she said anything, so I'll say it off camera.
What
Alright.
news?
They haven't asked me to do Colorado Springs Comic Con. It's totally not you guys. I don't think it was
You don't
us.
know that.
That's
you don't know
weird.
that.
You're friends with
We
the.
rub people wrong,
You're
bro.
friends with the little dude who walks around pretending like he's
I'm
excited.
excited!
Yes. Jesus Christ.
That little like
That's how it feels.
It really
Especially
does.
when you're hungover.
It really
super
does.
androgynous.
You
like,
were
I couldn't tell what
crazy
race
hungover.
or sex that guy was. It was
Wow.
that dude
All right,
was just
well,
like
I'm not talking
Why you
about.
let him
I'm not talking about any of that.
No, you weren't there. He came like a lot. He looked like a pale lesbian, but I'm pretty sure it was a man.
Tim came over onto my watch party.
Fuck you, Tim.
It says party with Gabe's watch party.
Enjoy the dark side, Tim. Dark side is cool.
You're uninvited to the next 3 shows.
I don't think he's coming anyway.
He'll be sick.
There'll be some kind. His
Okay.
mail truck broke down. Who knows?
Oh,
So-
dude, that's actually a really fucked
That
up
would
situation. I would be so pissed off
Oh,
about
honestly, I'd
that.
probably just deliver him a new mail truck. You'd have to switch everything over and then remail.
Yeah,
from
except
there.
for he kept having to wait like 2.5 hours
Yeah,
for
what's
the
up?
new truck to come.
I'm saying, I
And then
think that's
that
how
truck
they-
would break and he'd have to wait another 2 fucking hours.
I'm just saying, if you work in the USPS, you know that shit sucks. Stop bitching.
He
Yes.
says he's protesting Juan's perfect life by
That's all
watching
right.
Gabe's.
That's fine, I'm fine with that.
Definitely not a perfect life.
Suboptimal.
I love my wife. I love my kids.
There you
Everything
go.
else is kind of a mess.
That's perfect. That's perfect enough.
Yes.
Calm
What the
down.
fuck else
Calm
do you
down.
What the fuck else do you need?
It could be a baby Yoda stuck
Thank
in
you,
an egg.
thank you, Tony Robbins. Thank
That's
you.
it. That's all you need, bro. That motherfucker is big.
Not so much as it's his hands.
He does have
His
giant
hands
banana
are
hands.
ridiculous.
Giant banana hands.
Yeah.
Oh.
Those hands are
You
made
don't
from
remember
climbing
that?
trees.
Yes, I
From
did.
Shallow Hal? Oh, don't touch me, banana hands.
Oh,
You
man.
see those things and you're literally like, that man was meant to climb trees. Or, palm basketballs. I don't know. But
Oh, shit, that's
I
funny.
accidentally dumped my watch party. Before.
And he's worth
okay.
millions of dollars.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. 'Cause he
So-
just rocks around making the useless people feel good about themselves.
So
But I was going at that because I wanted to know from our audience what they think. We got the brand new Star Wars show and brand new Star Trek show. Which
The
one's better?
Mandalorian?
Yeah.
yeah, well, it's hard
Picard's
to.
only like 2 in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which one are you more excited about? By the next time we meet, there'll be like 3 in.
So for me, I'm
Where are
more
you
excited
more
about the
excited?
Mandalorian because I'm more of a Star Wars fan than Star
Yes.
Trek fan,
That's
and
what
that's
I want to hear.
and I don't pull. I'm not one of those guys that's like only Star Wars. I
Yeah.
love Star Trek. I love Star Trek because of its intellectual nature and the way it like explores ideas. I love Star
Well,
Wars.
it's totally different.
I
Even though
love
they're
Star
similar.
Wars because of pew 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 pew.
Yeah.
Like they're different things, and I just happen to find the one thing a little more palatable a lot of the time.
If I
So,
was choosing,
Yes.
because I'm not a Star Trek fan because I never really watched Star Trek.
Yes.
But I would, if there was a new, I was more excited about Star Trek Discovery because it was new, it was different.
It was also very good.
It
Picard
and it
is
was good.
Very good as well. Even with the same character.
But that's
played
that's
it.
what I'm saying,
Yeah.
but to me in my mind, not having watched it yet, I
Yeah.
would be more excited about the Mandalorian because it's new territory. Even though you've seen one
Yeah.
Mandalorian really, but it's new territory than
That's a
telling
good point of view.
Picard again. You know
Well, this is like a new Picard.
what? But I don't know that again. And you've seen two
He's
episodes.
really fucking old. In the, he's not gonna be the same as old Picard.
But it's his life again, you know what I mean? It's like Star Wars 3 where you already know these people. So if
Every
I had
Star
to
Wars
compare
movie's
the
like
two,
that. The Mandalorian's not, but
that's what I'm saying.
I think
That's
it's-
why I'm more excited
I
about
just think
it.
that's funny because like every Star Wars movie is just a remake of the other Star Wars
This
movies.
is that's actually fairly
No,
accurate.
yeah,
We'll just keep remaking the
I-
fucking same movies.
I agree.
Again, I find the actiony adventure part of Star Wars a little more palatable
I
than
understand that.
in day-to-day viewing.
It's definitely
but
much more action driven.
but I love Next Generation. I mean, I think I've seen every single episode of it.
watching it.
And Mel's rewatching it.
What is
I
this,
watched it
space
when it was in
opera?
syndication forever.
Eric
What
said
is
Mando
it?
was pretty good.
Look,
A lot of filler, but who doesn't want a Star Wars Western?
Exactly. That's a big part of why I like
Already had
Mandalorian.
We had one?
It's called Serenity. It's not a Star
Oh,
Wars
that's
Western.
true.
It's a space Western.
Was
And
that?
True.
I'll argue 100 times better than Mandalorian.
Well,
I-
yeah. I would agree
How do
with
we
that.
how do we quantify that though? Because not Serenity. What's the actual show called? Firefly
Yeah.
was canceled with one season.
Right, because it just got fucked up.
It was
What
aired
does
out
that
of-
mean?
It was aired out of
It
date
got
on network.
aired. It got aired out of order, and so what people that were watching it week to week could not figure out what was going on.
And
It was
didn't-
just too
it
confusing.
Didn't find its audience within the first few episodes. Like it
Yeah.
happens to a lot of shows, I think.
I agree,
But
but
So-
I would say that
But
the
Mando, like,
Mandalorian
yeah.
found its audience.
I think what's going
Disney put the $1 billion boot behind it and shoved it down everyone's face. Like I guarantee you, there was an
This is-
entirely different marketing scheme for
Oh, I'm
Firefly.
sure. I'm sure there was.
Mandalorian.
I'm sure
because
there
the
was.
marketing scheme for Firefly
Yeah.
was we're going to put a 2-hour movie on, and
Yeah.
then like a month later play the 4th episode of the show, and then a week later play the 3rd episode of the show. Like
Yeah, it's-
as opposed to Disney. Mandalorian, big launch of a big streaming service with that as the cover.
And I do
I
think
think
Mandalorian is a
Mandalorian was
good
more.
show.
I think Mandalorian was more popular. I think Firefly.
I don't know anymore.
I think the goodness is probably up to whoever's watching.
What I
But
really,
feel like the
what I
Mandalorian
really
was more
think
popular.
will prove it is time. Like over time, will more people be excited to rewatch the first season of Mandalorian than they will be to watch the first season of Firefly? And I think at this point, the longevity of Firefly has really shown what a quality show it is. Like
I think
I've seen
though
that first season like 10 times.
I think
And they
in 10 years,
Still good.
if we watched, not we, because we don't count at that point. I think in 10 years, if somebody who hasn't watched either watches them back to back or simultaneously, I think that because of the looks and the production, I think Mandalorian is going to stand out better.
I don't think so.
I think it will.
A, there's part of Mandalorian that looks terrible, like some of the effects.
And B, the acting in it is just not as engaging
It's
as
wood.
it is in Firefly.
I'm still like, I'm on, not to disrupt, but like, I'm still the like 75% for Mandalorian. Like, I am shocked how much people love that show. The acting is wooden.
Eric
There is,
said
like-
it's because of Baby Yoda.
That's a
It's
big part of it. A
part
big
it,
part
too.
of it's just a gimmick.
A lot of the show just feels clunky, which you
I
described
agree
why
with
it's
you.
clunky. It just feels like a clunk machine though, and it would have been way better as a movie had they just released it. But
Yep.
I am excited for the second season. I hope they clear up all those issues and like it smooth.
I think they will, and that's what I'm saying. I think the
But-
longevity of people's excitement for the show is really going to be the test of between those two things, which is better.
And I don't think the longevity is going to go away.
We'll
they're
not know
they're
for a
not gonna let
decade.
it go.
you know.
They were doing the second season before they released the first season.
Yeah.
I agree.
And again, Disney's going to put
Yeah.
like $1 billion behind it, no
Of
matter
course,
what.
why wouldn't they?
Right.
And you just don't. I don't know. I don't feel like you can tell. Like they've been accused multiple times, like buying their own movie ticket. Like you don't actually know if a movie or show's doing as well
Oh,
with
man,
Disney.
come on.
It's been proved they did that.
But
shit.
I'm just saying, if we're gonna jump down that rabbit
Yeah.
hole, I guarantee you everybody fucking does it.
This-
Come
I
on.
don't think
Come
everyone-
on.
I-
You're
no.
I
gonna
don't think
believe
everyone has the
Disney
money to
does
do
it,
it.
but you're not gonna believe some other company does it.
And
Really?
like the
think all
Oscars,
of-
Come
dude,
on.
100%
That's
across the
crazy.
board, the Oscars
Yeah.
are bought and paid for.
Oh, I-
Like it is a fixed show, and like that whole ticket scheming thing, I guarantee you, every fucking studio does
I'm not
it.
talking about the Oscars. I'm just talking about. I don't know how well you know if it's how the anticipation of a show or how well it's being called for by the way they do a lot of their marketing shit. Is what I'm saying. And I don't think
I don't know
other.
what that means.
So if
'Cause
you're,
I think
if your
what-
movie's coming out, right,
Right.
and you are buying up a bunch of the pre-sale tickets, then I don't know if your movie, if people are really excited for your movie or not, or if this sales trend is just because you're buying up a lot of your.
But again,
pre-sale
you
tickets.
can't. because
So,
we don't know that.
I don't know outside of the nerd world like how many people are really stoked about the Mandalorian because of the way it's presented. I don't know.
That's
but-
a tough
but you-
argument because you can apply
Yeah.
it to any company and
But
any
you-
movie.
but
I
you
didn't
do
say
know-
you couldn't.
but
I
you-
just said I didn't know.
I mean, that just throws everything into
No, this
suspect.
is the reality. Is you can
Yeah.
obviously tell when it has stepped past nerd culture because you go to work and somebody starts talking to you about The Walking Dead
yes.
or about The
And I know
Mandalorian.
you've had that experience
And-
with the Mandalorian, but I really haven't.
I have,
I have
like
as
several
well.
times.
I have as well.
Where like just normal ass people
Yeah.
that aren't into the same kind of or like at the same level of stuff that we're into just straight up, how about that Mandalorian? Because they specifically
Sure.
go out of their way to engage me because they're like, he wore a Star Trekking shirt one time.
Yeah.
I should talk to him about this show. You know,
Yeah, and I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I just haven't had that same experience. Like,
I-
I had a lot more of that experience with shows like Daredevil and Punisher when they were on Netflix the first time.
But see, I'm
I
trying
was
to
having
take
a lot of.
I'm trying to take myself out of the equation because I taint. We obviously all
Taint.
skew one way or the
Taint.
other. You know
Right.
what I mean? You guys are giant
Yes.
Firefly fans,
You know,
whereas
I'm a giant
I'm.
Star Wars fan
No,
too.
no,
I just thought it wasn't that
I'm
good.
just saying that
Yeah.
I take I'm trying to take myself out of the equation and just look at the whole of things. And I think that the whole
by
of
the
people are more excited about the Mandalorian than they were or are for Firefly. We see it more. We see a lot of Firefly because we go to densely populated areas where there's that many people. You know, but if you walked into a normal office, hand over fist, I bet 9 out of 10 people know what the Mandalorian is more than Firefly.
Again, but
But that's not what we were talking about,
marketing
though.
dollar, though.
Right, I agree with you, but I'm saying I'm not talking about the goodness
I'm
of the
just saying
show.
which one was
I'm just
better.
talking. Okay, and that's a perspective. That's everybody's gonna have a
and
different opinion.
and what I
on
was
that.
saying about that is the only way to know that is the longevity of the
Sure.
fandom.
Yeah.
Like the thing about Firefly is it's already proven over time that it just has wheels. Anybody that's seen that season then goes out to like buy comic books or like read other stuff, even look up like fan
I've
fiction
never
and
met a
stuff.
single person that I've convinced to watch it that didn't instantly fall over to watch the whole thing,
Yeah.
including like complete non-nerds,
I did.
including like my mom.
Yeah.
Then you're fucking weird. I'm
gonna say I'm gonna go out and say that's really an abnormal reaction.
Which is fine.
Like most people
Which is like
most
the Matrix,
people
yeah.
that I know that I've said you should check this out fall in love with it. But the same thing can be said for Mandalorian. And what's gonna prove it is in 10 years are people rewatching Mandalorian versus are people rewatching
And I think
Firefly.
that's why I'm thinking about it
so.
outside of our own culture. Because if we went to work and we said, hey Devin or hey Taylor or hey Jesse, watch Firefly and watch Mandalorian. I think in my heart the people who are not big pop culture people are going to like the Mandalorian better.
Why don't you just ask them? That's an easy test to do.
Yeah.
Because I don't think either one of those idiots will fucking actually watch it. It's just some shit.
No, I feel
That's like one season of TV they can totally do it.
I don't think they will though.
I bet they would.
Man,
I
that's
mean, I
super
bet.
light, too.
I don't know that that's necessarily true. I personally feel
Let's
like
put a poll. I'm just curious. I know we can't tell, but let's put out a poll with season 1 Serenity. Well, obviously Firefly, and season 1 Mandalorian. Which one's better? Obviously, we
Well,
don't know. But
again, I'm not. Again, for me, I'm not talking about these people because that.
I'm just curious. What
I'm
you're
talking
saying.
about the biggest. We will.
I'll do
we
it.
will. But I'm talking about the biggest audience, just as a
I've
whole.
never fucking
We're
disagreed
not
with you
talking
once.
about that. There's
You put it
no.
out there.
You keep saying that like we're disagreeing with that, and that's impossible to gauge because one was a Fox show that was botched as it was put on TV, and the other one is literally the flagship program for Disney.
The other one I
streaming
could not
service.
escape if I saved my life. It was every YouTube ad. It was every Facebook ad.
Every time you turn on Disney
Yes,
Plus,
like-
Mandalorian.
I don't have Disney Plus.
Like just the
Dude,
instant
it
you look at
preempted Facebook or Disney Plus. That shit was getting shoved down your face with ads before Disney Plus.
I don't remember.
It was like Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing
I
was
don't
like
remember it.
DC's
It
universe.
was-
Like you're gonna love the fucking Swamp Thing.
It was
I don't remember
literally
it until it came out.
It was literally the only thing that was coming up in my YouTube ads for almost 2 weeks.
See, I don't remember ads. What I remember is people talking about it. Is every time it would come out, Dom and
Well,
Albert.
if it wasn't
and
being
that's
shoved
what
down
I
their
was
face
talking
with
about.
ads, they wouldn't have been talking
Like,
about it.
I
I'm
don't think so. I think those people.
How else do you know?
Juan, I'm telling
I
you,
don't know.
I'm telling you right now, if they would have fucked up the release of Mandalorian
No,
as bad as Firefly,
I don't disagree with that.
nobody would be interested in it,
disagree
and
with that.
people would be shitting all over it. There was absolutely no way to avoid that show online. It was literally non-stop ads for that show.
I will tell
at
you that
least 2
I
weeks
saw
before it
no
came
ads
out.
because I don't have
Because
Disney
you were
Plus.
ignoring it. It was on everything.
Maybe it could have been.
Yeah.
It could have been, but I'll tell you when we go back and we first talk about Mandalorian, because I have a memory of the first show we've ever talked about it. Some of us here at this table even said, I don't remember this show being advertised as much.
But as soon as it was coming out,
No,
it got,
I get that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I feel like some of us at this table are being a little contradictory to what we've said in the past, just about advertising.
that is the weirdest statement ever. Like seriously, there was nothing about it until about 2 weeks before it came out, where they were like, "This is coming out. It's coming out on Disney
I'm
Plus."
not saying I saw it
People-
like years in advance.
People were very excited about it because they had talked about it being released, and then like 2 weeks before Disney Plus came out, that's all that they talked about, like nonstop.
I mean, I'm not saying because I think I mentioned something about that, but that would have been stupid. I don't know why I said that because I can remember everyone and mom talking about it. But I might have said that. I don't know.
I like.
Sometimes I just say random shit. Well,
Especially
but I
when
can
you're
remember.
high.
I can remember Don posting about it, John posting about it. I can remember all my friends who love Star Wars being like, "You gonna watch that shit? Do you have Disney Plus yet? Can I have your Disney Plus account? I'm too poor to buy my own."
It was.
And I remember that shit left and right.
There was a huge push as
Yeah.
soon as Disney Plus was getting ready to launch for it. And it, like, the minute you turned Disney Plus on the first time, it was the first thing they showed you. A giant, like, Mandalorian
And I don't know
ad.
because I don't have
Yeah.
that. I'm gonna believe you. I'm just saying I don't know. I don't
It's
have
still-
Disney Plus.
I
The
bet
first-
you if I turn it on right now,
I think
the
it's still the
first
first
thing you
banner.
see is Mandalorian.
It probably is. I
But-
agree.
I'm just saying. I'm just curious what people who've seen both think is better.
Eric says Firefly will always be a cult hit. Star Wars is so far beyond that in the pop culture realm. It's a fucking religion.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Star Wars as an entity. I'm talking about The Mandalorian season 1.
Like, which is better?
Yes.
And personally,
Yes, obviously Star Wars has cascaded over Firefly.
It's just it's hard for me to make those assessments because better is it's a hard thing to gauge.
I'm not talking about dollar
That's
better.
all.
I'm just talking
No,
about
I
you
know.
watch the show.
I know
and you go,
that's what I'm
which
saying.
one of these shows
that's
is better?
that's what I'm saying though. Is that's such a hard thing because
And you think
if
better
I
is better,
say
I have a
if
hard time
that
staying away.
that's why that's exactly my point. If I say The Mandalorian is better, you're gonna say I'm wrong. Well, of
No, I
course,
just I have a hard
because
time understanding it. I didn't say you're wrong.
but that's what I'm saying though because they're two because we're just people
But you
with
haven't,
opinions.
you haven't told me why. I just have a hard time
No,
understanding it.
I'm not saying it is or it isn't. What I'm saying
Yeah.
though is if that's what I said, we would have a discussion.
I just want to know
about it.
why, because I've said why I think it's worse. I'm not going to disagree with someone's personal likes. If someone comes up and says I love this movie, okay, then you love that movie. I'm just curious why you think it's
No,
so good.
I get that, but what I'm saying is those discussions are hard for me because that to me is hard to find a medium ground for goodness.
One hates
other
it because
than,
if you can't prove it
That's the
quantifiably, there's
thing.
no way for
That's-
him to wrap his head
No,
around
no,
why you
it's
like
not.
something. And
No,
it turns
you're
into
not-
the endless
but you're-
money argument.
But you're not. That's not what I'm saying. Because just because you think something's better than something doesn't mean it is.
I never said that.
Nobody said that.
But that's the answer we're trying to get
I think
from
it's better.
people.
No,
That's
I think
the
it
answer
will
we're
be
trying to
better.
get
No,
from
he
people.
literally is telling you the answer he
Yes.
wants is why people like it better than
Yes,
something
that's all.
else.
That's all I'm interested in is the debate, because like to me it's just the manual was a shit. It's the best shit ever. It came out and beats all other shit.
I
And
don't
I'm just like,
agree
come
with
on,
that
man.
statement at all. But
Like, and I was curious too, because then you got Picard releasing, and now I'm just curious what people.
I
were
was
they more
excited. I haven't
excited
seen it,
about
but I was
Discovery or
excited
Picard?
about it.
I'm just curious as to what and why. And I think people like to hear those conversations.
I'm not saying they don't. I'm
Yes.
saying if we, not we, but if the general public has a discussion about betterness of something, it doesn't.
And then taking the
It's
discussion,
hard to wrap.
taking the discussion
that into
portion
something.
away
Because
from
it's
it.
subjective.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, everything's subjective.
Well, there's not everything. That's why
Your
I go
enjoyment of
back.
mac and cheese is subjective.
I know that, but that's why we try to
Shelves.
find static things that can hopefully prove those.
That's
things.
why you try to
Yes,
find
dude,
static things
I
to
think
prove those
there are
things.
lots of people who enjoy debate back and forth. That's
do-
why we have fucking debates.
But I don't think
about shit.
I don't think anybody is saying that they don't enjoy those things. That's why we have a whole
You are
podcast about
tiptoeing
it.
around this shit left and right. Why don't you like Firefly?
I don't not like Firefly.
You said earlier you didn't really like it.
I know he asked if we had watched it at that time. I don't remember how I liked it. It's been when did we talk about the show?
Firefly, I don't know.
Fucking
Probably
years
first
ago,
started
2
over
years.
there.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I don't remember it. It
Oh, that's
didn't
fine.
stick into my brain where I could say this is why I did or didn't like it. I can't have a real conversation about it because I don't remember it.
Alright. Sabrina just came out too. There's Sabrina.
Oh, it's out already?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bailey literally watched half of the season today.
I watched the first.
Oh, it's out like that.
I watched
Yeah.
the first part of the first episode.
Well, because
It's on Netflix.
It's
now.
a
That's
Netflix
why.
show,
That's
so
why.
it comes out
You're
in
right.
a
You're
full
right.
season.
Altered Carbon comes out too soon.
Very cool.
Fuck, I couldn't get into that movie. I had to pay, or that show.
You know,
I
I
had to pay
really-
really attention to that show.
I really, really liked the book.
Our
I
brains
listened
are
to
on
it as
totally
an
different sides of things.
I listened to the book as an audio book, and then I tried to listen to the sequel, and I could not get into the sequel. And I'm really afraid that the second season is going to be that same storyline, and that I'll be kind of like,
That was my favorite show that year it came out.
yeah.
So
We-
good.
I think we talked about it when it first
Oh,
came
hi,
out.
Rebecca.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed your wave earlier.
Not that I don't like it. The way I watch things is sometimes is very like it's on and then I'm doing shit.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's a
usually
show.
what I do as well.
That's a show I have to. It seemed
Yeah.
like I had to sit down and actually watch the
Because
show.
honestly, most of the time, I'm definitely not at work, maybe at work, watching TV. Most of the time. So most of the time, that's how a lot of my TV is consumed as well. It's like, what the fuck just happened? So like, where that ninja bitch come from? But,
That's
yeah,
funny.
I agree.
That lady threw up a centipede.
I've heard really good things about Altered Carbon though.
And then
It is
last,
a really
really
good
good
show.
things.
last thing, Lost Gods, I think, by Brahms, the book I just started. Book's super good.
Brahm the
So-
artist?
Yeah, which is very weird. 'cause
That
I
is
didn't-
really weird.
Didn't know that he wrote books as well, but I saw that he wrote a book, so I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot. But it's about a
One of my favorite fantasy artists,
yeah,
for
he's
sure.
an amazing fantasy artist, and so far his book is also quite amazing.
Huh.
It's like he took all that detail he puts in his pictures, and he can also write that detail very well.
That's really cool. I'd
Yeah.
be interested in knowing what you think of it at the end, for sure.
Yeah, I'll definitely say it. I know just to tell me how it starts out,
What's
or
it
like
called
what's it
again?
about. Lost Gods or New Gods? Let me look real quick.
Is that a comic book, New Gods?
New Gods is a comic book.
It is, but it might still be what it's called.
Right, because they're definitely. I was looking up some movie title.
Lost Gods.
Lost Gods. I was looking up some movie title. I forget what it was this week, and my phone pulled up like 16 movies that were all called that. I was like, damn it.
So basically, this guy just has like a deep connection. He feels like to his grandmother in the South, even though he's only met her once, and she was a witch. She's a witch, and so he's
Just
a
like
fuck
the
up.
She's a witch. Burn her.
He's a
like
total.
The Stand?
No, he's a total fuck up. He's been in jail. His chick left him. He goes back to her, makes like one final plea, and she's pregnant. And she decides, yeah, she'll run away with him because she doesn't like her family either. And so they go to the grandma's house, who he's always been in love with in his memory. And it turns out that she like is fucking evil as shit and kills him and wants to take care of the wife. I don't know why. Yeah. And so while
They
he
killed what you thought was the main.
yeah, he is the main character. He still is the main character.
After
So,
his death?
yeah, there are
Oh,
ghosts.
fuck.
There are ghosts who want to fuck with him, and his ancestors are on this land. Essentially, there are ghosts that are trying to fuck with his ghost, and an angel who got betrayed by his great grandpa or something and lost some of his power, sends him to hell to get his keys back. Essentially, his grandfather took. So it's like a Dante's Inferno style tale because he wants to get there and back before his grandma does something fucked up to his wife and his kid. He doesn't know what's going on anymore. But it's super descriptive.
I'm going to bed, but I want you.
It's very new. I've never heard anything like it. Like it starts.
Work down a little bit.
I've read the whole like Dante's Inferno style hell before, but this is like Dante's Inferno style hell, but it's like starting to be under new management, and it's like in an upheaval. It's
Sounds
fucking
kinda cool.
weird. Yeah.
They're overthrowing the devil.
No, there's not even like the devil. It's like a bunch of gods, and these new faction called the Green Coats are like slowly taking over things. So you have this like ancient
Hannah.
hell.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like right in front of the camera.
Mike Maley said Brahm has some awesome books. Devil's Rose was my favorite.
So he's written lots of books.
Apparently.
That's really cool.
I don't know this. But yeah, this Lost Gods book's really good so far.
Trailer for Lock and Key came out.
Yes.
That fucking looks amazing.
Amazing.
If it's anything near what the comic book is, it's gonna be a fucking fantastic
I don't know
show.
nothing about the comic book, but
It is
the show
great.
look. I mean, I know from what we've talked about in the interview that came out and stuff, but the show looks really cool.
I fucking love the comic
And
book.
those comic books are starting to raise in value, so you bitches didn't buy them. You heard it a long time ago.
I have their signatures.
Also, shit, what was the other thing?
Shit, fuck. Ass fuck.
Oh man, I had something else in my brain that went away. Fuck.
Shit, bastard.
Lock
Is
and
his
Key.
weed getting to you?
No, I would, no,
Oh, I
my
thought
own
weed's
weed's
out.
getting to me.
I'm back.
I don't know. So Lock and Key looked really, really
Engaged.
exceptional.
Mike says that Brahm wrote 5 books.
Damn.
Nice.
He thinks.
I never knew he wrote books. I saw it.
Neither did I. That's really cool to know.
Mike Maley is a comic book artist and writer as well.
Nice.
I think we met him at Denver Pop Culture Con one year.
If he
He's
shoots
done
his,
an interview on the show before.
if he drops his link in the comments, we'll shout it out.
Yes.
So.
We will
You
shout.
can't remember what you were going to talk about?
No, I can't, man. It was like another trailer or something that I saw that looked really, really good. More images from Morbius that I saw
Oh, I haven't seen anything.
that were pretty cool.
That show is scary to me.
It could be great.
It could be the
awful.
worst thing ever.
It's gonna be.
It's gonna be up there, dude.
We talked it a little bit the last time.
I'm excited for it because
Yeah,
visually it looks right, but his costume looks like the new run, okay?
Yeah.
And the newest run, while not horrible, is also not great.
Yeah.
So-
Wait a minute. When you say that, the story itself
or
Mhm.
the look?
The story
The story.
itself.
Yeah, it's,
It's
the
not-
look of the character.
The look of the comic was really cool. It was
Right.
drawn really, really well. But like the story itself kind of went like where he met like a villain called the Rose, and then it just died. It just went away. I was like, fuck.
The
Like
Rose
this was.
fucked him up, bro.
I was like, this is just starting to get interesting, and now we're done with it. So
That's the comic book life.
I
feel
know.
like.
Oh, I remember. It's
lot of
not.
comics
It's
do
not
that,
super fun.
unfortunately.
It's more sad. Terry Jones, one of the founders of Monty Python,
I
passed
saw
away
that.
this last
I
week.
saw that.
Um,
I don't have
Fucker was
a.
all
I don't
over
have
it.
a real.
so
I don't have a real like remembrance of Monty Python. I know the one for me is the most famous is the Holy Grail.
Holy Grail, yeah.
But I don't really have an attachment to them.
So I grew up watching, crappy old episodes of Doctor Who and really terrible, really terrible, really terrible episodes of Blackadder and Monty Python on PBS for like years. Faulty Towers, that kind of stuff. So I grew up on Monty Python, so to see him pass
What's your
away
book called, Mike?
was
Sorry.
really depressing. So
I saw the news, but again, I didn't.
yeah,
It kind of passed by my news feed because I don't know much about.
it
Monty
bummed me
Python.
out because it's
Was he the last living
no
member?
John Cleese is still alive.
Oh, okay. I forget
It's so
about John
weird because I
Cleese.
feel like all these like pivotal nerddoms that has driven us to where we are. Walk on the opposite side of all of them, but somehow still end up here.
Yeah.
Because I don't, I don't even know what I'm from, and you are too, and that's why we could relate, but we can't relate. I never had friends that cared about stuff like that. I was always a nerd, but like a book nerd.
I was like closeted nerd, but like at school not so nerd.
And for me, I was a jock as well. My parents never cared about any of that shit. My older siblings, my 4 older siblings,
Oh, yeah.
never cared about any of that shit.
None of mine.
So it wasn't until I was out of high school where I really dove into as much shit as I could. And it's hard for me to have, like, again, you guys have, like, Firefly, I could give one shit about, only because it's not attached to me. That's what I'm saying, though. You know what I mean? It's not.
That's the
It's
weird
not here.
part.
It's not here. You know, Monty Python, I know, is beloved by a shit ton of people.
Yeah.
But
It's
like-
just not here. I just don't have an attachment
That's
to
what I'm
it.
saying. That's weird that like we're on this side of the fence, you're on that side of the fence, and we both got here somehow.
Yeah.
We're fucking crazy.
Because all your stuff should have went that way.
So for me, just being an only child, like of divorced parents, I was left completely to my devices.
Right.
The only part of my mentality that's matured is that I take care of my family. But other than that, I am middle school Gabe for the most part. I still just listen to the same shitty music and watch the same like ridiculous television shows and read the same kind of books, and it's
Yeah,
fine
I'm
by
just
me.
I'm a product of like rabbit holes. Like if something gets introduced to me and I like it,
You just go down.
I'm going down until I found the base of it, and like then I'm there for a long time.
See, and I don't think that happened to me until recently. I was never like that, and I don't know why. I'm the same way. Anything that I find remotely interesting now, I've got to have it all. That's how I jumped down the Exorcist rabbit hole, because I was like, fuck, I like everything exorcism, and so that's just
Exorcism and me.
yeah, exorcism-y. So that's just how I fall down that rabbit hole, and it was amazing. So
Hashtag exorcism.
exorcism.
Your copyright.
I have not watched the episode yet, but I read the headline, and I'm excited to watch the new episode of Doctor Who because fucking John Barrowman makes his comeback in it, and I'm
Oh.
so fucking excited for
That's
that.
really cool.
I love Captain Jack, and I am crazy excited to have him back on the show.
He's mine.
His level of
Yeah,
excitement
so
for Doctor
far
Who is 100% how I feel about Firefly. Like
Yes.
so so when he's talking about
Firefly
how
might-
you're on like the other side of the fence with some like older stuff, I genuinely just think it has nothing to do with like you or like how you consume media or any of that. I think it's just your age. Like you came into some things at a different time than
Late.
other people,
Very
and
late.
so as a consequence, you didn't watch the first season and only season of Firefly fucking 35 times. Like, because I did. Like,
I'm gonna
when I
probably
got
watch
it,
it now. When
I know, that's what I was just thinking. Like, when the first time I bought it on DVD, I think I watched it 3 times in a row. And but
Jamestown
it's
may be the singular best episode of a science fiction show of all time.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
The last episode of the show, I never watched. Because it's the end of the show and I can't make myself do it. It's the weirdest shit.
Don't they jump into the movie though?
They do, but
I don't need
just
that last episode.
Yeah.
That last episode is like a goodbye to the characters.
and it bums me out. Like
And
when I watch it,
They
it
did
makes
it
me
well, I
sad.
think.
And they premiered the last episode first.
No.
Just kidding.
So the first
That would've been
episode.
a replay.
So the first episode is a 2-hour movie. They released that all at once, and then they waited like several weeks, and then they just like, here's episode 4. Like, and it, what the fuck? What is going on? Like, because the first episode, almost all of it deals with the past, not even like where they're at in the story. It's
I think that's why.
super frustrating.
I think I have a. That's not why, but I think some things for me I have a better maybe not a better, but I have a better a cooler appreciation for things because Sliders was the same way. It came out completely fucked up. The episodes were out of order. Shit didn't make sense. But I watched it at a time where I could watch it correctly and watch all of it.
And that's how.
It attached in my brain.
Yeah, that's
and
how
so
tons of us watch Firefly. Is nobody was watching it when it first came out, and then somebody was like, "Well, this is how you." Joss Whedon was like, "This is how you're really supposed to watch it." When it came out on DVD, and everybody's like, "Holy fuck, this is the best TV show ever! Bring it back right now!" And then Fox was like, "Bite a dick, fans. No one likes you."
fuck you, 200 fans.
It's probably accurate.
No,
We
there
received
are still like
we
convictions.
received tens
There
and
are
tens of letters.
There are a lot of fans. I know there are a lot of
I
fans.
know, I'm just being a
That's
smartass.
to me that it would be crazy of me to say that there aren't.
Well, we have worn out our viewers. We went from
Probably.
like 18 to 1.
Yeah,
so.
I'm at 1 here, so.
Yeah, I have the same number.
Oh, I thought you were looking at your watch party.
I am. It tracks the same
People
number.
Oh,
are just
that's
so they don't stick with things. They gotta,
Well,
they
and
gotta be on their own
it's
time.
9:32. So.
Yeah, it's good.
No, they have to be on their own time. Like when they go listen
Has
to
AJ
it.
come on yet? Because that's
No.
when we actually know to finish.
So I'm gonna leave with go watch.
Picard.
Wow, go watch Picard, even though I haven't seen it yet, but I assume it's really good.
And The
Albie has
Outsider.
said it's really good. I think Dom has said it's really good.
Yeah, The Outsider as well.
Go watch the Joe Rogan and Kevin Hart podcast.
Nice.
Or listen to it, however you take it in.
What do you mean, the podcast?
Like the
Yeah, 'cause
episode of the Joe
episode,
Rogan
yeah.
show.
The Joe
with
Rogan
Kevin
Experience episode, I don't remember the number,
probably been
but
on
with
more than
Kevin
once.
Hart. He has not.
He hasn't?
I looked it up.
Okay, I was like, seems like it should have been on.
I'm telling you, now that I don't have podcasts on my iPod until now, I went down the Joe Rogan Experience rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I watched all 3 interviews with Neil deGrasse Tyson,
You
which is
will-
about 9 hours worth of
You will never
watching.
get all the way down that hole.
No, it's fucking gargantuous.
I listened from the beginning to like episode 600.
Yeah,
and I
it's-
had to
it's
take a
big.
break after a while. That was too Joe Rogan. I was getting too Rogan-y. I was like starting archery and shit. I'm like, it's just me, Rogan.
I love it. He's so popular, but he has his haters that are like, ugh, Joe Rogan. Like podcasters have this fucking thing. Everybody does. There's every segment of whatever
I mean,
has
I
its
prefer
people.
his Fear Factor work, but
I don't. I like his.
I'm just being a
I know.
smartass.
I know. I
He
like.
talks about Fear Factor, and it's the funniest shit ever.
I
on
like
Joe
the
Rogan
podcast
Experience.
because it's not just him talking about fighting. Even though I enjoy the UFC, he
He
has
has
the
those episodes.
weirdest fucking
But yeah.
people, and it's fucking awesome. He has comedians and fighters and actors and UFO people
There are,
and
yes.
shit crazy.
you know what it is?
Joey Diaz's episodes are the
Oh,
best.
Joey Diaz is amazing.
So you know what it kind of is. There
The
used to be this AM radio show called Coast to Coast, and it focused way more on like UFOs and paranormal
Yeah.
stuff, but it was kind of that where it was just like whoever the host, you know, whether it was George Norrie or Art Bell,
Yeah.
like either one of them, whoever they wanted to talk to, that's who was on the show. Because they were on like a freaking 6-hour syndicated AM all night show, so it didn't fucking matter who was on the show.
It's like, it is similar, except for if the host was the Dos Equis man. Because Joe Rogan's done like everything in the world. He's like,
Everything.
yeah, I was a Taekwondo world champion.
Yeah.
And that's for the UFC.
He is
I've
fucking
been a TV star.
stacked.
I've been a comedian. Like, I'm
Yeah.
really popular. Everything.
Yeah.
Like,
They were doing this weight cut thing.
I've had sex before.
Towards the, yeah. They were doing this weight.
fuck women.
Last night, she said.
I did.
They were doing this weight cut thing towards the end of the year, kind of a fasting thing on who could lose the most weight. And if you're watching the Joe Rogan Experience, he's talking, but he's weighing himself. They're weighing it while they're shooting, and he takes everything off except for his boxers. And the dude is fucking ripped. He's got muscles everywhere.
Yeah.
He is a
he's
crazy jacked individual.
He is checked. But my favorite part about, you gotta go back and find that shit about the Fear Factor, because he explains it like his manager called him up, offered him this job. He's like, fuck no, I don't want to do that job. And he's like, he's gonna give you a bunch of money. And he was like, fine, I'll go for like 2 days and it won't get picked up because it's a stupid ass idea. And he's like 9 years later, he's going, I'm screaming, you can eat that horse dick! Come on, you can
Oh man.
He's hilarious.
Well, on that
He's
note,
funny.
be sure to visit us at totlb.com. You can find all the social media outlets that we're connected to there. Be sure to check out our shop where you can find our new boudoir calendar at totlb.com/shop. Pick one of those
We're
up.
boudoired all over that calendar.
So let's not say it like that. And of course, you can find
The
us
girls
at,
did.
Ooh, fair. You can find us at patreon.com/totlb where for simple donations you can get all sorts of cool stuff from us. So be sure to check that out.
Stickers.
With that said,
Glassware.
shirts.
We might even respond to you in social media.
Coasters.
Well, we respond to everybody on social media.
Don't tell them it's free game.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Internet.
Who are you?
With that said, I've been Gabe.
I'm Juan.
I'm Doyle.
And this has been episode 178 of Thinking Outside the Long Box. We will see you in just a few days.
Damn.
Team.
Oh, damn.
In Watch Party. Twitch, YouTube. Have a
You know
good
what's
night.
funny? Is I picked Roger Rabbit, but I meant to pick Dick Tracy.